Have the upper hand. Will Hilliard Davidson play like Goliath? We will OCC together as we visit the animal kingdom of high school football. It's the Golden Bears and the Wildcats coming up next on Friday Night Rivals. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the CW Columbus alongside the football professor, Jeff Logan. I am Randy Reinhart. This is it, the curtain call for high school football. What a matchup we have tonight in the OCC Central, Jeff.
You know, Randy, historically, there are 3 elite programs that have won championships at the Division I level here in Central Ohio. We've got 2 of those teams here tonight. Oh, by the way, Pickerington Central has had a little bit of that as well. But these are 2 proud programs.
Let's check out the foes in this contest tonight. Upper Arlington, the Golden Bears 7-2, 3-1 in the OCC Central, coached by Justin Buttermore. What a job he's done in those 3 campaigns. They've got a quarterback that is something special. His name is James Hayek.
Yeah, Hayek is a good leader of this football team, Randy. He has to distribute the football and do it through the air as well as handing off to a variety of different running backs. And oh, by the way, he's played most of this season with a non-weight-bearing fracture in his leg, so he's a tough kid.
Speaking of tough, they're tough in Hilliard, especially at Davidson High School. They're 4-5 on the campaign, 2-2 in the Central. Also, they're led by a third-year head coach, Jeremy Scally. He's done a wonderful job with his team, and they've got a youngster at quarterback who's also something special. His name is Johnny DeBlasio.
Yeah, a lot of young football players on this Davidson football team. And how do you feel about giving the keys to that Ferrari to a sophomore and letting him lead your football team? Well, they trust this young man. He's going to be a real good quarterback here at Davidson.
They stumbled against Liberty last week, 21-18. Are you ready for some football one more time?
Let's rock and roll.
Are you ready? What a night we have for high school football. It's the Golden Bears. It's the Wildcats. It's all coming up. It's the Central Ohio Toyota Dealers Friday Night Rivals presented by Columbus State Community College in one place on the CW Columbus.
Hi, I'm meteorologist Marshall McPeak. We have such an Hi, I'm meteorologist Marshall McPeak. We have such an amazing night for some high school football. Tonight, UA at Hilliard Davidson. The temperatures are going to start out in the mid-60s. By halftime, we're 60 degrees, upper 50s. The breeze may be a bit of a factor for the evening, but it's a beautiful night tonight all across central Ohio. And the rest of the evening actually looks pretty good. We're going to end up seeing temperatures falling to around 51 degrees by midnight tonight.
Marshall, thank you very much. What a night indeed we have for high school football in week number 10. Davidson won the toss. They have deferred, so Upper Arlington will open on offense to start this contest. And just a reminder, as we get ready for the kickoff is brought to you by Buckeye State Bank. Start enjoying the benefits of banking local with Buckeye State Bank. Get started today by visiting joinbsb.com. Jeff, you look at this game, some folks would say nothing's on the line, but for Upper Arlington, I think they want to cement themselves going into the playoffs, be in that top four. And for Davidson, they have an outside shot, if things go their way, to actually host a first-round playoff game.
Yeah, there's a lot of pride, obviously, with both of these schools. This has become more of a rivalry. This is a Week 10 game that the OCC have put together, and I think both teams know what's on the line out there. You know, one of the things as far as Upper Arlington is concerned, Randy, you know, a couple weeks ago, they had that loss to Liberty, 28-27, up by 14 points with, 4 minutes to go in that game. What they got to do is they got to get that taste out of their mouth and try and get started fast tonight.
Each team without their lead running back, too, for Upper Arlington. It's Connor McClellan, who had 458 yards rushing and 7 touchdowns. He broke his leg last week in practice. Also, they're missing their linebacker / defensive lineman, Colin Ansel. And on the other side for Hilliard Davidson, their running back, Kevin Gibbon, the 5'9 sophomore, who's carried it for 742 yards and 4 touchdowns, will not participate in this contest tonight. So we're just about set. Andrew Lewis has it teed up. What a season it has been for me. It's been 40 great years. Let it go on for as long as we can make it go tonight. Here's the kick. We're underway in week number 10 with a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 20-yard line, and that's where the Golden Bears will start on offense. We talked about James Hayek in the open. That 6'1", 195-pound senior will run the show offensively in this contest tonight for the Golden Bears. He's done a masterful job with 5 picks, but 10 touchdown passes so far in the campaign. You see his vital stats. He actually took over for Simon Monin for 6 games in his sophomore season. He's also a great baseball player, and you talk about his prowess on the athletic field. If it wasn't for COVID, Jeff, he probably would have started as a freshman too.
Exactly.
So 1st and 10 for the Golden Bears from the 20. And Hayek wants to throw, and he's looking long downfield, and the pass incomplete at around the 42-yard line.
Trying to hit the home run right at the beginning of the football game. Play action. Here's your starting offense for the Golden Bears.
Brought to you by Safe Flight, and watch Austin Stutz. He is an X factor in this contest. Jack Hubert gets the nod now at running back with the injuries. Also a new face in the line, too, as Jake Schaefer's going to take over at center, replacing the ill Henry Rappel. So the long pass on first down is negated. It's 2nd down and 10 for the Golden Bears, looking to go 8-2 and 4-1 in the OCC Central. They're tied for first in a 3-way tie. The quick pop, dump it in the flat. It is complete out across the 15 to about the 19-yard line, and that is about it. You want to talk about gang tackling. If you looked it up in the dictionary, you would see it right there, because Wallace Sweeney had nowhere to go.
Quite an attitude of that defensive football team, getting out there and swarming to the ball.
Mark Stolas, the former head coach at Olentangy, is the D coordinator. Watch Wilson and Conley and Schwederman. Those guys are outstanding at linebacker, too. And David Stump moves from the outside up to a defensive lineman slot after playing linebacker last year. Colin Niemeister is a guy that can play well on defense and special teams as well, too. They lost a couple on the play. We'll call it 3rd down and just about a dozen from just past the 18-yard line. Hicks got time across the middle, has his man complete. But the gain is only going to be up to around the 23-yard line on the play as he finds Austin Stutz. But nothing there as Brady Schwederman was waiting to make the hit.
Yeah, first win of the night goes to the Hilliard-Davidson defense for the quick 3-and-out. Arlington trying to hit the bomb at the beginning of the football game. This is a drag pattern that's just about 5 yards deep. Not enough to be able to get the first down. And you can see the coverage coming up very quickly by Brady Schwederman, that outside linebacker. Does a nice job.
Hensel Kirk with the punt will have it die inside the 34-yard line, and now Davidson will have their first possession off the toes of the 6'1", 185-pound junior who averages 34.7 per punt. And the Wildcats, led by a youthful, as Jeff described in the open, quarterback Johnny DeBlasio, 6'2", guy is 170 and a sophomore, and he's passed for over 500 yards for that young man. Also, he's carried it 23 times. He's not been much in the running game in the past, but with the injury to Gibbon, we think that he can see the ball maybe running a little bit more in this contest tonight. They'll have Tarantine and Painter. So Andrew Painter, 5'8", 160 and a sophomore, will enter into the fray in this contest on his Home Appliance Solutions first down from just past the 32-yard line. They'll keep it on the ground and get it up to around the 37, maybe the 38 as they pull forward. There's Tarantine on the carry. He has a nice gain on first down. The young man had his rush for just over 200 yards on the campaign. The offense, Aaron Kincaid handles that, the guy that we covered in the past at Kilbourne. Good size up front. Now, Peyton Long and Luke Sparkman had to flop for this contest because Long has a broken bone in his hand. He's wearing a cast, if you will, on there. So Sparkman is going to snap tonight, Jeff. That could be a factor early on.
Well, especially if you're in the shotgun as they are now. They want to make sure that they've got this down pat. He's had the week to be able to prepare for it. Let's make sure that those snaps are coming back solid.
And it's Tarantine again. And just off the right side, we'll get it across the 41-yard line. He's going to be a couple yards shy of the first down. Tarantine, a guy that's been playing football since second grade. He likes hockey, cooking, and ceramics, and had a game-winning touchdown against Grove City. The defense, Justin Buttermore handles that. Some good size up front. Watch Charlie Paxton. He's a returning starter, and they have good size and speed in the secondary. If you like the Buckeyes, there's a familiar last name in Janowitz in the secondary.
Well, and there's a name up there in the front, Cal Thrush, whose dad, Jack Thrush, played for the Buckeyes.
Triple stack the eye on his third down and a couple. Second man through's got the ball, and he's got the first down across the 45-yard line up to around the 46. Schwederman on the carry. Now, Jeff, it's interesting. Hilliard Davidson will throw the ball, but their offense is spread power, spread option team. In other words, they'll show the spread and still often go into that Hilliard running game.
So what you're telling me is Brian White still has some control over this football team.
It's window dressing.
Is that right?
Yeah.
He had to have been smiling right there on that third and short with that power offense in the backfield, getting that first down.
Another Home Appliance Solutions first down from the 45-yard line they go as we play just over 3 minutes. They'll keep it on the ground again. Nice gain this time and finding the gap. They'll get it inside the 47 to the 46. And that's James Tarantine again. He's described as a Swiss Army knife kind of running back by his head coach.
Well, and with Kevin Gibbon out of the football game, he will be the guy that they're going to rely on tonight. And Tarantine at that running back spot. If you look at the defensive players, already look like they're a little gassed over there on the defensive side.
Mikey Clark checks in with a play, the wideout, 5'10", 165 on a junior, 16 catches, 185 yards. He goes way wide on an island to the bottom with a man in the slot with the one back in the backfield on the second down and less than one. It is Tarantine again, finds the gap, puts his head down. And that is a prototypical running back. The head is down, looks to surge forward. Maybe as he gets more comfortable in this game, he'll get that head up a little higher and see some of the gaps to the outside.
Well, one of the things you want to look at is pad level for that running back as he goes through. Head up, pads low right there. Really did a nice job, and that's what what Woody Hayes used to call leaving a string of pearls. Leave those white jerseys behind you one after one after one.
First and 10 from the 37, another Home Appliance Solutions first down. This time the two backs. And the handoff's going to go to Tarantine, and he'll get it for a short gain on the play. The one guy I noticed that time who was ready to go is Cole Compton, the defensive end. Actually, they play more like a D tackle, but young man who likes to cross and skiing. He's got 18 solos, 1 assist, 2 tackles for a loss, but he got through that first line right away. And that defense with a 3-down lineman, they do that at Upper Arlington quite honestly because, Jeff, a lot of times they don't have enough guys to play 4 guys in that down lineman location.
Mikey Clark checks into the football game with the play, and quarterback Johnny DeBlasio. We'll see if he puts the ball in the air here. 2nd and 10.
From the 37-yard line on the long count for DeBlasio. And there's the gap, and they'll get it inside the 35 with Tarantine down to the 34-yard line. Time now for your Toyota keys to the game for Upper Arlington Golden Dare. What do I mean by that? Well, the fact that the trick play was big for them last week with the option pass. So we'll see if that happens. Hit the road, Jack. We're talking about the running back, Mr. Hubert. He has to carry the ball quite often tonight to be successful for the Golden Bears. For Hilliard Davidson, Johnny D. Good. Talking about Johnny DeBlasio, the quarterback. And what the heck? They got to keep an eye on James tonight throughout this contest. Those are your Toyota keys to the game. Third down, and dare I say, could it be a passing down?
This is not a comfortable down and distance for Hilliard Davidson. Let's see what they've got.
But it could be 4-down territory. And de Blasio looking to throw, the pressure's on, and he cannot get away from it. Waiting for him was Stephen Yee to make the hit.
Yeah, that's where you've got to be able to feel that pressure coming from the right side. And, you know, being a right-handed quarterback, you should be able to have peripheral vision to be able to see that. You just can't hold on to the football as long as the young de Blasio has it. Got to feel that pressure and either get rid of the football or vacate the pocket.
And there's the pressure by Yee. And a punting situation perhaps, or a field goal situation. They are looking at a 57-yard attempt. Now, one thing they like to do is with field goal attempts, they will try to boot it out of bounds if they can't get the distance. And that way, you get the ball where it goes out of bounds. So, now, did that ball go out of bounds before it made it
sure
into
looked
the
like
end
it.
zone?
You know, the one thing they haven't done is they did not notify the officials beforehand because there was no official really down there to be able to look at that. That is a legal play. It's called a field goal punt, basically, and the ball goes out of bounds. It's like kicking it to a coffin corner, and they're having to explain it to the officials.
Now, I think they mentioned it to him before the game. As long as you notify the officials before the game, you can do that field goal punt because it makes it easier for them. The other thing, Jeff, is as an official, I don't think you necessarily want to give that away as well, too. So that's what they did, and they're going to mark the ball somewhere inside the 10-yard line. So if there are fans that are wondering, we were ready for this ahead of time because Coach Scally has done that a number of times, because when you look at Andrew Lewis, that goes down as a field goal attempt.
It's the first we have ever seen it in high school football.
He's 3 of 10. Now, the other thing that they also do is they will try a field goal off of a fair catch, which I saw the Bears do in 19-something with Mac Percival at lovely Soldier Field. So now Upper Arlington's going to get the ball inside the 10-yard line. So it's an effective play, but the question you have is, why do you do that over just punting it out of bounds?
I'll answer that for you in a second.
First down and 10 of this Home Appliance Solution first down from the 5-yard line. We've got whistles before the play, and Mike Mulgrew, our referee, will sort this one out.
2 answers to that, Randy. One is accuracy. They really believe that field goal kicker has got the ability from an accuracy standpoint to kick the ball out of bounds better than what they could do out of the punt formation. And also, by going into that field goal stance, generally you don't get anybody back there to return the football.
They're going to say that they weren't ready. The ball wasn't set for play, so now we'll try it again. 1st and 10 from the 5-yard line. So no penalty on the play. The ball is set. We'll see what the Golden Bears opt to do. Deep in their own territory, scoreless early in this one. They flank 2 wide to the top. And they're going to keep it on the ground and out to the 5 and fighting his way out to around the 10, maybe the 11-yard line on the play. And they'll get a nice gain on the play as getting the handoff that time is Zach Corna. So Corna on the carry that time will take it out. Corna, a guy that has not been used that much at running back simply because he starts in the secondary, Jeff, as well.
Yeah, but with Connor McClellan out with that broken leg, there is all hands are on deck tonight at that running back spot.
And also they could go with a look, too, where they throw a fullback in there, too, with Joey Harder. So they'll gain it out to the 11. They need 4 more from there, out to the 15 for a first down on the second down play. We'll take it around the left-hand side and out to the 15 to the 20 and spinning all the way out to around the 30-yard line on the play. That is James Hayek, the quarterback. Now, he is a threat to run with 78 carries, 316 yards, and 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, this was a quarterback run from the very beginning. Quick snap back, got a bunch of lead blockers out there. Everybody picking up a blue shirt, and Hayek doing a pretty good job of taking care of the football as well. Senior on his way to a first down. That's the first down of the football game for the Golden Bears.
Gain of 19 on the play. Another Home Appliance Solution first down from the far hash at the 30. Again, they go with 2 wide to the top, 2 to the bottom, 1 back in the backfield. Little misdirection, the quick pop, and that's going to be a forward pass.
I would pick it up.
And they'll rule it incomplete. Remember, there's no such thing as a lateral. There's a forward pass, there's a backward pass, and if it's close, normally the nod will go to a forward pass.
Regardless of what they call it, if they throw it backwards, it's a hot ball.
Pick it up. Take a look one more time.
Words, words, words. Again, watch the pressure here coming from the left-hand side. Nearly tipped right there. Very difficult to be able to capture that ball as Wally Sweeney was out there. One of their young football players on the Arlington side.
Showing blitz from the outside, and it works. Hayek will Hunt inside and still get nice yardage on the play because coming through was Brady Schwederman from the outside on the near side as you were watching that play. He came through uncontested, so it kind of forced the hand of James Hayek.
Randy, this is a good example of maybe a little bit more experience at that quarterback spot, feeling that pressure. Remember on the other series with Hilliard Davidson, you got your sophomore quarterback out there. That pressure comes. He doesn't feel it. He doesn't have enough experience out there. But look at Hayek. He's able to take that ball, tuck it, and put himself in a position to be able to create a first down opportunity.
Empty backfield, triad to the bottom, 2 to the top on his 3rd down and 4 from the 36-yard line. Low snap for Hayek. He's got it. Pressure to the backside. Does he see it? Does he smell it? Will he feel it? Tosses it. The pass is caught at the 41-yard line. They pick up 5 on the play. That'll move the sticks. Catch is made on the play by Nick Sawyer.
No, they did try to do just a quick out pattern to the receiver out in the flat.
That didn't work last week, though, did it, in our contest?
I've got a interesting text on that that I may share with you at a later date. But,
all right.
yeah, but this is a good job by the receiver of making sure he got deep enough to be able to get the first down and make himself available to the quarterback.
Another Home Appliance Solutions first down as you see the man that caught the ball now and Sawyer on the sidelines from the 41-yard line. 9 minutes into this contest. They'll keep it on the ground, nothing there. Great job by that Wildcat defense to shut down that running play right at the point of attack. They look for that opening. There's nothing there in the play for Austin Stutz.
A lot of movement on that defensive side by Hilliard Davidson, showing blitz, pulling back out of it, trying to give as many different looks as they possibly can.
Look at Oliver Conley.
Yeah, Oliver Conley is just a solid football player. 2.5 quarterback sacks. He's had an interception already on the season. He is just an active guy in there at that middle linebacker position.
And his twin brother Dominic plays in the defensive line. No gain, 2nd and 10 from the 41. Showing blitz and they're coming. They loop around, pressure on, throws downfield, passes up for grabs. I think it hit the turf. He tried to corral it on the backside on his right hip to Lance Thrush, but it hit the turf, and we'll do it one more time on 3rd down.
Yeah, Thrush a pretty good target at 6'2", and look at the pressure on quarterback Hayek trying to get rid of the football. That's what you call high pointing the ball, and it looked like he had an opportunity to come down, but clearly the ball squirted out. Pretty good defense also played by the Hilliard Davidson football team.
And Paul Kanapke. So now it's 3rd down and 10 from the 41-yard line. Again, they'll go with that wide out, widest to the top, and Thrush now to that side. 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom, 1 back in the backfield on his 3rd down and 10. Hayek's got time. Looks, guns over the middle, pass is caught at the 48-yard line. Catch made on the play by Lance Thrush. This time, Jeff, he goes to the opposite side, cuts across the middle, and finds the first down.
Boy, really good job by that senior quarterback, James Hayek, staying in there with pressure coming down. He's no question who he's looking for. Comes right over the middle. And again, another terrific job by Lance Thrush getting deep enough to be able to get that first down. And Arlington's on a roll.
Not only is Jack Thrush the father of Lance Thrush, but the uncle of Lance Thrush is Ryan Miller, who also played football, I believe, at the Ohio State University. Another Home Appliance Solutions first down from the 48-yard line. Slow handoff. And at the mesh point, the little pressure on the play, but they get it to Austin Stutz. And I've got to ask you something. Have you watched Wake Forest in offense and that slow mesh that some schools do? Stanford did it to Notre Dame, too. And Notre Dame is using it, but it drives me crazy. It looks like there's indecision on the play.
Yeah, but what it's doing is it's creating indecision for the defense more than anything else. But, again, offensive football continues to evolve, Randy. When they come up with something new, defenses figure it out, and they find something else new to do to try and create that edge.
Picked up 3 on first down. They need 7 more from the 45 of the Wildcats early in this one. Getting the handoff in stride. That's big number 80, and that's Wallace Sweeney. And Sweeney got maybe a yard or so, and that is about it. So it'll be a 3rd down and long situation coming up. Watching Friday Night Rivals is easy and convenient. Every game is streaming live on the ABC6 News app, the ABC6 YouTube page, the CWColumbus.com, and of course right here on your television. And it's all powered by Kroger Great Lakes Distribution Center. They got the ball for a gain of 1 to the 44. 3rd down and 6 from here. As you look at the offense for Upper Arlington, 3rd down conversions, they're at 44.6%, 45 of 101 coming into this contest. Hayek, the 6'1 senior, back to throw, pressure on, gets away, guns, pass is thrown at the 37-yard line. It's incomplete, but there's also a hanky on the play at the 39.
Might get a hold on the defense based upon where the flag is. Boy, I like the poise of James Hayek. Did a nice job of shuffling his feet, finding another spot in the backfield to be able to throw the ball.
Prior to the pass, we have holding on the defense, number 34. Be a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. We will replay third down.
The voice of our referee tonight, Mike Mulgrew. The umpire, Alvin Fletcher. Bo Bollinger is the linesman. The line judge is Greg Henning. The back judge is John Carter. And Alan Carpenter is the center judge. So we have 6 officials on this crew tonight, and 2 of them, Jeff, have something in common with me. Not being handsome, but that they are retiring.
You're retiring?
That's the rumor.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. I'm just trying to work tonight. That's all I'm trying to do. We got whistles on the field with 21.5 left to go. And Arlington's going to take a timeout. We'll take a break. 21.5 on the clock. Scoreless week number 10 here on the CW Columbus.
The injury. Hey, welcome back to Hilliard Davidson High School. We've got 2 terrific programs here, obviously. Hilliard Davidson, Upper Arlington. And oh, by the way, the rumor going around that this might be Randy's last game after 40 years, and you guys have a presentation.
Yeah, hey, congratulations, Randy. 40 years. Thank you for all you've done for high school athletes and covering them.
Thank you very much.
We've got an autographed helmet from the Golden Bears and from Davidson.
Here you go, sir. Thank you for the 40 years, and good luck in retirement.
I better not fumble right now, huh?
There we go. Hold on to that, and don't put that helmet on. I don't want any contact or any injuries tonight.
Although you never know, we may wear those later on tonight. Thank you, Jeff, for that little surprise. Thank you to the 2 outstanding athletic directors here from these institutions as well, too. Spencer and Nathan, thank you, guys. Really appreciate it.
Trust me, if you put a helmet on, you're our live action. I mean, we're going to go.
With the way that running backs are falling down.
Just be prepared. Yeah. We're going to go.
21.5, first down inside the 34-yard line. Little play action from Heck. Rolling, gunning, downfield on the slant, and looks for his man in the end zone, and they're going to say he's down at the 1-yard line. So the long pass completion going to set up a first down and goal now for the Golden Bears.
What a big-time throw by James Hayek. I mean, this is just spectacular. Stepped into the pocket, found his receiver, delivered it on time and on target to Wally Sweeney. Really good.
Sweeney's got it at the 1-yard line. We are now inside the Bathfitter Red Zone. Transform your bathroom in one day. Get started at bathfitter.com. You can't get more into the red zone than they are right now. What a catch by Sweeney, who's done a great job. And that will end the first quarter. So will they complete this drive? We'll find out when we start quarter number 2 as Sweeney makes the big grab to end the first quarter, his 19th. We're scoreless. Second quarter coming up right here. And week number 10 is the curtain call for Friday Night Rivals on the CW Columbus.
Well, we're happy where we're at. I mean, we've been a little bit inconsistent at times and dropped the game a little earlier that we thought that we should have won. But overall, the kids have bounced back from times when we haven't played that well and played really well down the stretch. Well, an experienced kid. A kid that's played better and better as the year's gone on. He was injured early in the year, and we couldn't use his running ability much. But the last few weeks, he's really been a dual-threat guy, and we place a high priority on decision-making, and he's been a good decision-maker.
The comments of head coach Justin Buttermore for his Upper Arlington Golden Bears and about his quarterback James Hayek. Music Go Round sponsored that. They can help you with all your instrument needs at 2630 Bethel Road and Gahanna inside the Stone Ridge Plaza. We start this Bowling Green State University first down, the first play of the second quarter, and Hayek on the keeper will take it in, and 4 seconds into the second quarter, he gets the touchdown on that Ramos Roofing jaunt. And by the way, if you're interested in getting more information on Ramos Roofing, all you have to do is call or text 614-761-ROOF. And that is touchdown number 8 on the ground this season for James Hayek.
Yeah, I'll tell you, James Hayek deserves this touchdown. This drive was all about him, whether he was running the football. That's his third carry for 26 yards there in the first quarter. Kick for the extra point is up, and it is good, but also 5 out of 8 passing. And Randy, you got to be impressed with the way he has had poise in the pocket.
Because he's getting pressured on every play, it seems like, when he goes back to throw. We'll step aside for 30 seconds and learn more about Toyota.
You want a tough truck?
Take a look at this Toyota Tacoma. The best-selling truck in its class 17 years in a row.
Want to know why? Let's go for a ride. We went to an off-road park to see what the rugged new Tacoma can really do.
And we were blown away.
With multi-terrain select, you can go from rocks to mud and sand just like that.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about.
During Toyota's fall truck season, save on a new Tacoma with new vehicles arriving daily. Plus 2-year no-cost maintenance.
Nobody knows trucks like Toyota. Let's go places.
So the Golden Bears with the first tally in this contest, and they're now up 7-0, courtesy of the extra point by Holden Milliken, who is now on the season 31 of 34. Here's your scoring summary. And you want to talk about taking it the distance. That's after they kicked the ball, remember, on the field goal attempt out of bounds on purpose, 95 yards. And that scoring summary brought to you by Kitchen Saver. It's now time to take a look at your kitchen and go ahead and dream about that kitchen. You can get a new one in under a week with a free quote at kitchensaver.com.
You know, that was a classic Upper Arlington drive, and again, James Hayek doing a really good job at that quarterback position.
And Milliken with the honors to boot it now. And the return, not going to happen because those feet cross the goal line, so it'll be a touchback, and Davidson will get the ball from the 20-yard line. Jeff, have we seen enough of the offense yet from the Wildcats to determine what's working well for them?
You know, the one thing that just kind of it's stuck in my mind right now with Ohio State playing Iowa tomorrow, one of the things that we know about Iowa is they have a terrific defensive football team, but they have struggled really finding their identity on offense. And I think the Hilliard Davidson football team is very similar to the Iowa Hawkeyes. You know, they play that great defense, but still trying to find who they are on the offensive side.
De Blasio and company with a BGSU first down from their own 20-yard line, down by a converted score. Long count. And a great job by that defense to stand up that play. There's absolutely nothing there. As you see, the man that led the surge that time was big number 30, Cole Compton, from the defensive front.
Randy, one of those low snaps that we talked about with a new center in there, moving over from the guard position, kind of screwed up the timing in the backfield, and hesitation by the running back. All that combination is not good when you're trying to hit a quick hitter.
Absolutely no gain on the play. Second down and 10 after Compton made that hit. Young man who likes lacrosse, skiing, and lunch. But who doesn't?
What in what order?
That's right. Thank you very much. On a 2nd and 10. And off the right side, again, nothing there. And guess who it is again? Compton there waiting for the running back. So it's going to be 3rd down and long. So nothing so far between the tackles on the last 2 plays because that big 6'2", 198-pound junior is stuffing it at the line.
We'll watch Cole Compton just coming down there and closing things down right away. That is a classic tackle, and he's really just beating the lineman on the inside gap.
So no gain for Tarantine or for the Wildcats. It'll be 3rd down and 10. Again, one scoring drive, 95 yards, culminated with that run by Hayek to start the second quarter, and that's where we stand if you're just joining us now, the CW Columbus. On the 3rd down, are they going to come with the blitz? It looks like they are from the outside. Indeed, they are coming from the outside to blitz, and the pass is just thrown away.
Good decision. Live another down. Get rid of that football. There was pressure right away, unable to control the blitz. You don't want to make a mistake down there, and Johnny de Blasio made the right decision.
And that was Jacob Hanks, who came uncontested, a young man that started playing football in the 4th grade through the 8th grade, then came back out to play last year. Guy that works at a wood shop, likes math, and he's president of the Spanish Honor Society. He forces the errant toss, and now it's a punting situation for Peyton Fry. With pressure on and a little rugby style, and it's not going to go anywhere.
Bad snap came back to the punter, Randy, and he's very lucky to even get the thing off, and Upper Arlington's going to get the ball at about the 33-yard line. So, again, special teams problem. We mentioned the switch of the center, Peyton Long, who broke his hand moving over. Luke Sparkman coming over to play that long snapper, and I'm assuming Luke Sparkman has taken over that long snapping position as well.
That was a whirly-bird of a punt. I think it made it to about the 33-yard line. Indeed, near hash, that's where we're going to mark it.
That's another one of those Randy Reinhardt shanked 9-irons.
Well, I don't have the time that you and Tony D'Angelo do to play golf 4 or 5 times a week.
Well, that's your fault.
13 yards on the punt. That's why I'm retiring, so I can learn how to play golf. Hick has got him at the line of scrimmage on this BGSU first down. And he's going to call his own number, keep it. And James inside the 30. And again, with that frame over 6 feet, if he could just burrow his way, he can pick up a couple of yards. And he's inside the 28, near the 27-yard line. You touched on a word in that first quarter, composure, with the way he runs this offense.
Yeah, very impressed with his leadership out there and the way that he recognizes what's going on. That's the difference between having a senior quarterback with experience and, maybe having somebody over there that's getting that start as a freshman or a sophomore.
And again, when you look at what he's done, for example, in the Orange game, touchdown passes of 21, 37, and 57 yards, and rushing touchdowns of 25 and 30. So he can do it all. So inside the 28-yard line is where they have it now in the second down play. They're halfway home. They need 5 more. One back in the backfield. Heck rolling right. Looking, gunning. And they try to a little curl pattern. Pass is complete, and a late flag at the end of the play at the 29-yard line. The catch is made by Lance Thrush, but then after the play was over, we had a flag tossed in at the 29-yard line.
Any question about the arm strength of James Hayak? Well, here's the call.
Ineligible member of the offense, illegally downfield, number 68. 5-yard penalty for the previous spot. Replay, second down.
So the left tackle called for being downfield, and we'll move it back.
Yeah, Randy, this can happen, especially when you got the quarterback out here trying to decide whether I'm going to throw the football or whether I'm going to take off and run. It's so difficult for those offensive linemen just to remain behind that line of scrimmage and faking the jet sweep, create some opportunity. And again, arm strength here. That is a big-time throw, ladies and gentlemen.
And a pretty good catch as well. Second down, and just about 10 now after the penalty. We'll keep it on the ground. And Stutz will try to find a gap, and not a whole lot there. Got to the line of scrimmage, and Oliver Conley wanted to say hello again. Returning starter. He actually makes the calls, too, Jeff. He likes fishing, country music, bird watching, history, playing rugby, and winning, and not necessarily in that order.
That's it. He passes the look test, too. He's got one of those great Chris Spielman-looking collars back there, that neck roll on the back of his shoulder pads, and that's what linebackers are supposed to look like. Bloody knuckles, neck roll, teeth missing, right? That's a linebacker.
And you were looking at Caden Wilson, and he meets a couple of those categories. He's got his teeth, though. And this time, Hayek trying to just eat the ball because he had no options there. Great pursuit by that defense again. He'll get it down to around the 33-yard line. So let's see what the options are now for the Golden Bears as they face a 4th down and long.
Yeah, they're bringing special teams on. See if it's punt formation or field goal.
I see a T.
I do too.
I see the attempt at 49.5 yards.
Yeah. Drew Basil is the kicking coach for this football team, former kicker for the Buckeyes. Let's see if he's got his boy ready.
Milliken is 1 of 2 from 40 to 49 yards. And then it played soccer in the past. There's the kick. Is there enough to get through? There is.
How about that?
Just enough to make it from 49.5 yards. And he's now 4 of 6 on field goals, the highest number, and he's feeling high, Mr. 99. 10-0 to tally. 7:44 left to go in the first half. We'll take a break. You're watching the CW Columbus.
Hi, Randy. Let me take this moment to share our appreciation from the Ohio High School Athletic Association and all our member schools, particularly here in Central Ohio, for your over 40 years of service in promoting high school athletics and our athletes, and the time you take, and every Friday night for so many years. You've always been very good, complimenting of the kids and their promotion, and we all just appreciate everything you've done. And also, when you think about Randy and everything he's done, and for consistently over the years, there's no more Randy Reinhardt's coming through that. And so we just want to share our appreciation and wish you well in Florida. Have a good retirement. Thank you.
Yeah, good stuff.
Thank you very much.
From the boss.
I'm working. So a nice scoring drive there with that 49.5-yard field goal. Thank you very much to Doug for what he did. And there's your Kitchen Saver scoring drive. Get your dream kitchen in under a week with a free quote at kitchensaver.com. This is going to be a hard contest. Look at that. 3 plays, zip when it comes to yardage, yet they get 3 points because of the leg of Holden Milliken.
That's a pretty terrific kick, Randy. Had the wind behind him. That helped a little bit, but that was a really good kick. 49 yards, count it.
You don't go for much elevation when you go for distance, and believe me, that barely made it across the crossbar there. So the return's going to start from the 5-yard line and up to the 25, maybe the 26-yard line on the return that time. And it'll set up a first down for the Hilliard Davidson Wildcats, down by a count of 10-0 in this contest. The biggest plays, the biggest schools, the best high school football. You get to see it first, thanks to First Scores on Fox 28, sponsored by Spectrum. Catch it tonight at 10:45, only on Fox 28.
Well, after having a really good drive at the beginning of the football game, Hilliard Davidson has gone flat offensively, and Upper Arlington has really stepped it up on a defensive standpoint.
Run the ball and stop the run. That's the key for Davidson. Can they run the ball right now on a first down play? They'll get it up to the 26-yard line, and that's about it. A gain of 1 on the play as the handoff goes this time to Andrew Painter, the 5'8 sophomore. 34 carries, Jeff, 93 yards. Young man who likes U.S. history, and as a sophomore, he's going to be tested in this game tonight.
Absolutely. Tommy Janowitz coming up from the strong safety spot. It gives you some idea of how many people they are putting in the box when you've got your strong safety making a play at the line of scrimmage.
Let me see if I can get this right. His great-grandpa's brother was Vic Janowitz.
That's correct.
Okay.
Who was a teammate of my father's.
My goodness. You're older than you look.
I know.
Are they blitzing? They're sending one. And around the right-hand side, across the 30 up to around the 33-yard line. Mikey Clark gets the football. And this is a guy that is a threat downfield. 16 catches, 185 yards. They surprised, I think, opponents last year when they put this guy out there with his talent level. He's become a playmaker for the Wildcats this season.
Looked like a pretty good opportunity here, and look at the lick that Charlie Paxton come up from that defensive back position, able to make the play, and that looked like that had the opportunity to go a long way.
Charlie had 3 big plays in the red zone last week in that win over Kaufman. Triple stack at this time. And they burrow through and get to the 37-yard line. As that time on the handoff, it's Brady Schwederman for the second time.
That's an important first down for this Hilliard Davidson football team, Randy, to take the momentum back away from Upper Arlington. They've got to continue to allow their defense to rest a little bit after that 95-yard drive and then the following field goal. Got to get Davidson, get some offensive momentum going.
Another one of their mottos is it takes what it takes. And this might be what it takes, the triple stack again. Second man through's got it, and they've found the 42-yard line. So they wouldn't mind this kind of long, slow drive with Schwederman on the carry again, just to kind of shorten that game, build some confidence with the offense. The defense has not played poorly. The offense has to make a statement.
You know, the hard thing with this is you don't know who's got the football. There's 2 guys going right up the middle. They start tackling guys whether they have the ball or not, trying to make sure they get it stopped.
Jacob Hanks was just grabbing whoever he could grab on that play as Coach Scally looks on a second down and 6 from just past the 42. And again, it's Schwieterman, and he's close to the sticks. It almost looks like a dive play, but when you triple stack it, it just has that different appearance because you've got that advantage of a guy that looks like a fullback who still has a lead blocker.
It's really interesting. You get yourself in a position down 10-0 in this football game. Nothing seems to be working. What do?
Run it.
You go back to fundamentals. You go back to what works for you.
Go back to 1950s football.
And that's exactly what this is all about.
Brian White, are you listening? Another BGSU first down from the 48-yard line. Again, 3 backs stacked to the backfield. This time, third man through. And that is Tarantine and James inside the 45-yard line to around the 44 before he spun down.
I think what they've recognized, Randy, is that they do not right now have the ability to be able to protect their young quarterback back there if they want to try and throw the football. So what do? You got to go run the ball, run it down their throat, do what you do best, and maybe that will create some play-action opportunities later in this quarter.
Well, if you're Davidson, you'd love to drain this clock, get a score, and remember, they won the toss and deferred, so they'll get the ball to start the second half. They need 2 more. They didn't get it. They got maybe a yard on the play as the wrestling match took place, and getting the takedown that time was George Gerber.
Yeah, no gain at all on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 2. And again, Upper Arlington doing a really good job trying to control that offensive line. But again, it's a little deceiving when you've got those 3 backs back there. Who's going to carry the ball first, second, or third guy through the hole?
Gerber's been excellent as a Mike linebacker, as a first-year starter. He likes drum, skiing, and Spanish. Against Pick North, 12 tackles and 1 sack. Still need a couple on 3rd down. And they've got the 2 and then some. Schwieterman's very effective with that quick burst right through the gap. And, Jeff, you talk about this so often. This is a guy that likes to run into contact.
He does, Randy. At 6'1", 190, he's big enough to be able to really move the pile in there, too. And, again, this is just a really good job of getting the shoulders and the pads low to be able to get himself the first down. Big conversion for Hilliard Davidson.
He is over the century mark, but that's on the season, not in a game. 3.5 left to go. Another Bowling Green State University first down from the 39. This time it's Tarantine. So they alternate, it seems like, Schwieterman and Tarantine. He'll get a gain of maybe 1 or 2 on the left half side. And this is a team, too, in Davidson that I never thought I'd say this, is looking more and more like they want to be a 60-40 team run to pass, but not in this contest tonight. They've harkened back to the old days of Hilliard Davidson football.
It doesn't mean that they don't want to throw the ball, Randy, but I think they've come to the realization that they cannot protect that quarterback.
Their skill players use wristbands, and they'll still run in plays from one of the wideouts like Mikey Clark from the sidelines. Picked up 1 on first down. De Blasio to throw downfield on the out pattern, and the pass incomplete at the 35-yard line.
Will Berger over there on the coverage.
Looking on the play for Turner Schmidt. So now you're looking at a situation where it is 3rd down and long. I still sense right now that this is 4-down territory if you're the Wildcats, and more of a sense of urgency now than in the first quarter when they did that field goal punt out of bounds. I almost think now that they would try to go for it on 4 downs just to try to see if they can make something happen. They need that elixir on offense just to get something going here late in the first half.
Well, that was that play action that we were talking about, trying to set it up on 2nd down, but unable to connect. And
Johnny De Blasio has a 3rd and 9 from inside the 39-yard line. Can he get rid of it? He just tosses it away. By the way, the backup at quarterback is Josh De Blasio, his baby brother, who's just a freshman.
Yeah, when they went to battle before the season started, there was a battle between Johnny De Blasio, Mitchell Davis, and Josh De Blasio, who's going to be the starting quarterback for this football team. And again, the last 2 pass attempts, not really much of an opportunity for Johnny D to be able to throw the football.
So let's see what unit they bring out now.
Looks like they're going to go into traditional punt formation.
They are indeed, with Peyton Fry standing back at his own 47-yard line. This is a guy with great size at 6'6", and they've been trying to get him to come out as a football player, and he finally decided that this was the year he would come out. And as a punter, in the last couple of weeks, as they take a timeout, they found out he's averaging 40.4 yards a kick. So timeout taken now by Davidson. They take their first timeout, each team with 2 timeouts remaining. It is time now for the Music Go Round Coach's Corner. And earlier I spoke to the Hilliard Davidson head coach, Jeremy Scally. I asked him about his team and about Mr. De Blasio.
Yeah, so far I'd summarize us up as a little bit inconsistent. We play really hard, and that's what I expect from our kids, is to play really hard. Now we just got to play more disciplined and a little bit more consistent, in my opinion. Yeah, we're watching. The expression is watching them grow up before your eyes. That's what we're doing. Just a tremendous young man from a tremendous family, incredibly high football IQ, one of the highest football IQs I've had a chance to coach. And luckily, he's just a sophomore, so we get to hang out with him for a few more years.
And we thank Coach for his time, and we also thank Music Go Round. They can help you with all your instrument needs at 2630 Bethel Road in Gahanna, inside the Stone Ridge Plaza. Interesting story when you look at that man, because he's got a taste of both schools. He actually was a head coach for a year at Upper Arlington as well.
Exactly.
Punting situation for Fry, and much better than his first attempt. A high hanging punt will drip inside the 16-yard line, and it just belted in one of the players' face. It looked like big number 24 as it hit Riley Johnson. We'll step aside for 30 seconds again with a message from our friends at Toyota.
You want a tough truck?
Take a look at this Toyota Tacoma. The best-selling truck in its class 17 years in a row.
Want to know why? Let's go for a ride. We went to an off-road park to see what the rugged new Tacoma can really do.
And we were blown away.
With Multi-Terrain Select, you can go from rocks to mud and sand just like that.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about.
During Toyota's fall truck season, save on a new Tacoma with new vehicles arriving daily. Plus, 2-year no-cost maintenance.
Nobody knows trucks like Toyota. Let's go places.
On a first down play, and a keeper by Hayek, and he's got it up across the 15 to around the 17-yard line. So a nice gain on the first down play, and it seems like they've entered into this motion where they can go ahead and put James more and more as an option here. It's kind of like, Jeff, that they were working into it like an engine picking up speed.
Yeah, when you heard Jason Buttermore talk, they really wanted to be able to use him as a running back. Speaking of James Hayek at the quarterback spot, but early on in the season, because of that fracture in his leg, he was really not capable of being able to run the football as well as he is doing it right now.
And he's got a touchdown on the ground in this contest already, and there's nothing, though, on that second down play as they shut it down right at the 14-yard line. Good hit on the play by Caden Wilson, who you see on your screen there.
Not much of an opportunity here. The read option and blue shirts there right away. Upper Arlington 7-2 on the campaign, and Randy, last minute loss to Pickerington North 18-13, and then a couple of weeks ago, going into the fourth quarter, they were up by 14 on Liberty and lost in that game. So two games that, quite frankly, they could have won and been undefeated.
Both of these teams have lost Olentangy Liberty, who, when we saw them in week one and lose 42-0 over Pick Central, we thought there's no way this team's going to have a successful season. Hayek on the keeper that time, and again, a great job by that defense to shut it down. And I think a timeout's going to be taken by the Wildcats so they can save some time and go for one last drive. Coming up in the Door Depot halftime show, Steve Mann, the executive director of high school sports for Sinclair Broadcast Group, will be joining us in the booth. It is always a treat to talk to Steve about his and Sinclair's passion and dedication to highlighting student athletes here in Central Ohio and around the country. Plus your scores from around Central Ohio and our highlights. It's all coming up in the Door Depot halftime show. I think I'm going to leave this week at halftime, if that's okay. Go downstairs and a sandwich.
Why would this week be any different?
Thank you. I really appreciate that. So the timeout is taken. Now, it's a good move by Davidson to preserve that time, but Jeff, the question is, what can you do on offense? Because the offense you're showing right now takes a lot of time to run.
Well, you can't get there without a swing with the bat. And so they want to give themselves as many opportunities as they possibly can. Also got punt block situation coming up here too. So let's see if they go after the punter.
Hetzel Kirk standing back at his own 4-yard line. And the ball now ready for play. He's got time. And he bangs a good one. Caught at the 42 and dropped. And the Golden Bears are going to get the football on the muff.
Now that's the worst thing that can happen. If you're trying to get one more swing at the plate, to mishandle the football, and now Upper Arlington with 1:04 to go is back in the driver's seat.
Charlie Paxton with the recovery, the returning starter, 5'8", 152. He has now caused the fumble, recovered a fumble, and picked up a muff as well, too, in the last couple of weeks. That is busy work for a guy that's the starting cornerback.
Well, you can see he just took his eye off the football, Randy, and felt the pressure coming there if anything, you just want to go ahead and fair catch that ball. But the number one job back there is to try and catch it. Not an easy job by any stretch. Going to have to work harder at that if they're going to perform better with special teams.
Another BGSU first down from the 35-yard line with Sweeney in motion. They're going to keep it on the ground, the handoff. They'll get it up to the 33, and that's about it, which ironically is already field goal range, we found out, for the Golden Bears.
Good point. There's a late flag that just came in, some pushing and shoving, and
there's one at the 42-yard line. There's one at the 36-yard line. Mike Mulgrew is our referee for this contest, retiring, as we mentioned, at the end of the season. Mike is a guy that's in his 33rd year of officiating. He started while a college student at BGSU, who sponsors his second quarter. His dad was a longtime football official. He worked 32 years on the field as well, too, so it's been in the family. Personal foul, you can see.
Penalty will be added to the end of the run.
All right.
Be automatic. It'll be a first down, not automatic.
He's loved football from the day he started playing in third grade. Post-officiating, he'd like to do some fall traveling for the first time in his adult life and likely offer to do some observation for other officials as well, too. His wife, Kristen, has been gracious about his Friday night commitments, and she's anxious to go on a date some Friday night as well, too. So, Mike, thank you for the job you've done as a referee for 33 years.
Boy, if you're a young person out there and you're listening and have an interest in becoming an official, want to help out, there is a severe shortage. Please get in contact with the OHSAA.
OHSAA.org is the place to start. We're inside the Bathfitter Red Zone. You can transform your bathroom in one day. Get started at bathfitter.com. 57 ticks left to go. The ball resting inside the 18-yard line. Quick pop on the diagonal. The pass a little low, and it bounces in, and it's incomplete. Intended on the play for Rocco Prati.
Rocco Prati coming into the football game. We believe that he's their best red zone guy that they like to go to inside that 20-yard line, inside that Bathfitter red zone. And that time quarterback James Hayak looked out to his right, knew that he was going with that little button hook over the middle, and delivered the ball a little bit late and low.
You saw next to Coach Scally, Mark Solis, the former Olentangy head coach, who said, it's great being an assistant coach. I don't have to answer any emails anymore.
How many head coaches have we seen this year that are now assistant coaches and loving life?
Second down. Hick rolling, finds a little gap. Will exploit it. Can he get to the sticks for the first down? Nice little side move. He's got that for the first down. That will stop the clock momentarily as they reset the sticks with 46.1 left to go in the half.
Boy, he has been the X factor in this football game. No question about it.
And quickly to the line after the gain of 11 on the play as you watch that. I'll tell you that on the keeper, it is Hayak who's going to take it around the left-hand side, get it inside the 2-yard line. And do you take a timeout now? The answer is yes. Like playing Jeopardy.
Yep, still one timeout remaining for the Upper Arlington Golden Bears.
With 35.6. Now you're in great field position here inside the 2-yard line. Plenty of things you can do offensively right now if you're the Golden Bears.
Well, and I think the number one thing you want to do offensively if you're the Golden Bears is keep the ball in the hands of that number 17, your quarterback, who's already got a touchdown rushing this evening. And clearly the guy that they're relying on for their success tonight. Especially with the injury to Connor McClellan,
yes.
Randy, being out of the football game.
Each team, again, losing a star running back. McClellan not playing tonight for the Upper Arlington Golden Bears, and Kevin Gibbon, the 5'9 sophomore, not playing tonight for the squad from Hilliard Davidson. Also playing tonight for the last time is the center judge, Alan Carpenter. 16 years of officiating, 14 on varsity. He started in his late 30s, so you don't have to start right away as an official. He has 2 daughters and 2 grandchildren who've never attended a varsity game of his. They'll be in attendance here tonight along with his fiancée. He's getting married on November the 3rd in Costa Rica and have some friends there as well, too. The numbers on Hayek as a running back, if you will, 9 carries, 52 yards, and so far the lone tally in this contest. Will he keep it again? He will indeed, and spin, but can he break the plane? Schwederman of the crew says you're not going to do it.
Not a very good mesh in the secondary. They'll take another timeout, stop the clock at 27.4. But, Randy, it looked like there was some miscommunication, even after the timeout. Miscommunication in the backfield there that delayed the ability for James Hayak to be able to make the right decision.
Yeah, it looked like some indecision between he and Corna in the backfield. So now it's going to set up another play with 27.4 left to go. And now you have to make some decisions because that was your last time out. And you're looking at a scenario where you've got the ball inside the 3-yard line, near the 2-yard line, 27.4 left to go. You're up 10-0. if you're Hilliard Davidson, if you could make a stand, Jeff, how big is that going into halftime when you get the ball to start the second half?
That's huge. No question about it. And Upper Arlington used their last timeout. Now, if they run the ball on this down here, Randy, pretty good chance they could get back and run another play, but I've seen situations where it's tough to get yourself lined up again and be able to get out there. How about the year that Upper Arlington had a year ago? 2021, they go 14-1. They lose in the state semifinals to St. Edwards. They graduated 19 of 22 starters, yet here they are 7-2. What a job Jason Buttermore has done. And the UA and the JV freshmen, the JV and the freshman football teams in 2021 had a combined record of 20-0. So the future is bright.
You talked about 3 returning starters, but 2 of those are injured, and they're not even playing. So only 1 guy is back from last year that saw any time. So Justin Buttermore has done the job leading the Golden Bears. Here we go again. 3rd down and goal inside the 2-yard line. No timeouts remaining for the Golden Bears. Heck, on a long count. Calls his own number again, finds the gap, goes airborne, takes it in, and there is a Ramos Roofing touchdown again for Mr. Hayek. And just a reminder, you get your free estimate on a roof by calling or texting 614-761-ROOF, and then it was 16-0.
Rushing touchdown number 9, second tonight for the quarterback, and this is the worst kept secret in all of Central Ohio that Hayek was going to carry the football again, and he takes it into the end zone. Generally not recommending you leave your feet like this, but he saw the opening, was able to sneak it across the goal line, and what a huge play that muff punt ends up being for Upper Arlington. Now they go up having kicked the extra point, 17-0, and there's a little bit of a discussion going on with the officials.
Milliken gets that extra point. And who's playing Davidson football better right now? It looks like Upper Arlington, with the running quarterback, is playing the old style a little bit better, as the Arlington coach is already heading down for their halftime meeting. But right now, give the edge to Upper Arlington with their running quarterback, the prowess with Mr. Hayek. And again, we've seen the great job that they've done. We mentioned, too, that 2 guys, Mike Mulgrew and Alan Carpenter, retiring. Congratulations to those guys. They probably will work a couple playoff games as well, too, but you know, they're not the only guys that are stepping aside. Jeff, will you be lonely without me?
It'll be different, Randy. I got to be honest with you. There's nobody that cares more or prepares better that I've ever worked with in broadcasting, and I've done a lot of it over the years, and it's been an honor and a pleasure. And if we make it another half together without killing each other, that will be
not going to happen.
Wonderful. That would be true love.
Not going to
right?
If we can make it through one more episode of Logan's Heroes,
be careful now.
In the truck.
Be careful now.
I'm going to be combative this week. I have a helmet.
Emmy award-winning.
Yeah.
Logan's Heroes.
Who's Emmy, your dog? It's time to kick it off one more time. Boy, we will. Holden Milliken with the honors again, now up 17-0. Going for a high diagonal shorter kick this time that will yield a return starting from the 18-yard line. Across the 25 and up to around the 29 for big number 6, and that is Colin Niemeister, who is a threat on kick and punt returns and also a great starting defensive back. 16.3, you're a ground control kind of team with Davidson. Can you do anything in the last 16 seconds?
No, go out in your basic fundamental, especially knowing you're going to get the football back. Don't do anything silly. Go ahead and take it into the half and be done with it.
And again, you will get the ball to start the second half. If you're Davidson down 17-0, that's quieted the home crowd here at Hilliard Davidson in week number 10. So many great memories, I know, for me for 40 years, but this season we've had so many different ebbs and flows. We started with Pickerington Central looking so dominant and Liberty looking so weak, yet by the same token, Liberty has come on, and they're a force right now with what they have done to beat some of the teams. In fact, you look at the OCC Central, you've got UA, Kaufman, and Liberty all at 3-1 in league play, and you've got Davidson at 2-2, and at the break in week number 10, 17-0 in favor of the visitors. Upper Arlington looking to go 8-2 and cement them in the top 4 in Division I Region 3. The Door Depot halftime show is just around the corner. With that being said, we'll take a break. 17-0, week number 10. You are watching the Central Ohio Toyota Dealers Friday Night Rivals, presented by Columbus State Community College, in one place on the CW Columbus.
Gotcha.
That is a a sharp shirt there. I like that, sir. Okay. First.
Yeah, I think.
You want Jeff on headset now? He's got it. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Good to be here.
That's Dean Marini, our fearless leader there.
I love it.
He's the best.
That's right.
Oh, that's when the oh, never mind. Jeff wants to know. And welcome back to the Door Depot halftime report. At the break in week number 10, it is all Upper Arlington up 17-0 at the break here over Hilliard Davidson in this OCC Central clash. I am joined by the top dog, the big cheese, number one and moving higher all the time when it comes to everything that we do, Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals, the one and only Steve Mann from Sinclair. Steve, thank you for joining us here tonight. And I talked about, Thursday Night Lights. We experienced that for nearly a decade. We morphed into Friday Night Rivals. For a period of time, we did both. And I know we're the tip of the iceberg because the growth continues for those two programs, right?
It really does, Randy. We're so proud. We now are producing over 500 live high school football and basketball games with Thursday Night Lights, Friday Night Rivals, and high school hoops. So it means a lot to us to showcase the high school athletes in such a positive light, literally throughout America.
Now, your definition of showcase takes it to another level, too, because you do so much for the communities. There's paybacks as well, too, are there not, sir?
Very important. That's what this is all about, is giving back to the communities, the schools, and the children, the student athletes. Since we've started Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals and high school hoops, Randy, we've given back over $3.5 million across the country in scholarships and school backs. So that's so important to us, and that's what this is really about. Once again, the showcasing of student athletes in such a positive light and really allowing communities to enjoy their Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals.
And I assume more growth is just around the corner as well, too?
It is, and we are so proud of all the growth. And just so you know, with this being your final night, okay. I had to be here and wanted to present you because you are truly the voice of Thursday Night Lights Columbus and Friday Night Rivals Columbus. You started with us at the very beginning, and you mean everything to high school sports here in Columbus. A lot of people may not know that you do all the scheduling, and that takes so much work, and you take such pride in it. So we wanted to recognize you on behalf of all of Sinclair as the voice of Friday Night Rivals Columbus.
Thank you very much.
Randy Reinhardt. And Randy, I always say it's about the kids, and tonight it's not just about the kids only. It's also about Randy Reinhardt, the voice of Friday Night Rivals Columbus.
The best story is, because of you, I enjoyed a Saturday night because you got me out of Shakespeare in the Park. We talked on the phone for an hour and 5 minutes, and gee, I missed the rest of Shakespeare in the Park. Yes. Bill Shakespeare, sorry about that, but this is so much better.
And you know, we always give out hardware at the end of the night. Well, this night's a little different. Jeff is here to present you with some hardware.
Well, you know about the golden orb that we give at the end of every game, and you saw the celebration. This one's a little bit different. It reads, Friday Night Rivals, most valuable player, Randy Reinhardt. Congratulations on 40 years of sports memories from the CW Columbus. You. Randy, congratulations.
You know what we have to do now? We have to go crazy. Thank you so much, guys. Jeff, Steve, Dale, Tony, thank you for everything. It's been a magical ride. 40 years seems like 40 minutes. And you know what? We still have another half of football left to go. I want to get back to work. 17-0 to score at the break. You're watching it all live here on the CW Columbus.
Who gets 2 points? Okay.
Hey, Jeff, we'll see you. Have a good show tomorrow. It'll be good. Okay, take care. I'll listen to you Thursday, but I didn't stay on.
Yeah, got it.
Thursday night. I didn't stay on.
This one is going to be ugly. Yeah, not as bad as I thought. Okay. Pick Central's not that good. Is this City League game a last night game? I didn't even check the next one. Is it a final? Oh, no, it's live. Okay. Maybe because it's week 10, they get back to regular schedule. Okay. Okay. All right. All right, cool. Got it. Gave you the, oh, you got him. Good.
Hey, Randy. Ken Baker with the Ohio Capital Conference. First of all, congratulations on a well-deserved and well-earned retirement. I want to thank you for your support of the OCC, and in particular, your support of myself as commissioner a few years ago when I came into the conference. You were always very friendly and very accommodating. I would also like to say how much I appreciate the homework and the behind-the-scenes stuff that goes into your job that a lot of people don't realize. Having been in the booth a few times myself, I've seen your Post-it notes all over the inside of the booth with updates on individual players, mentions that you have for the school districts and support that you have for our student athletes. People don't realize the amount of time that goes into the production of a ball game. Best of luck in your retirement. I will tell you, you need to be prepared if you're going to move to Florida to have dinner at about 3:30, 4 o'clock for the early bird special. Take care, Randy. Good luck.
Ken, thank you very much. I will do that if I can afford the $3.99 for dinner at 3 in the afternoon. But Ken has been a great leader for the OCC. 17-0, the tally here at the break. Let's check out some other scores live from around Central Ohio at this hour. And we go to Canal Winchester and Big Walnut. And the Indians at 5-4, Big Walnut at 8-1. But look at this. The Indians on top currently 13th in Division II, Region 7. This one would be nice for them. They control their own destiny. Big Walnut is sitting 5th in D2, Region 7, entering this game. That's a score right there at the half. Now, a safety for Pick North, and that's it so far. Gahanna Lincoln, maybe the class of Division I in Central Ohio. They've clinched the top seed in D1 Region 3. Pick North has clinched a playoff spot as well. They're currently the number 4 seed, and that's the tally there, 24-2 at the break. Hamilton Township, Bloom Carroll, all Bulldogs. I think they lost in Week 1. They haven't lost since. Carroll dominated last year's Week 10 meeting, 36-0, and they're doing it again this year against the Rangers, 21-0. Darby and Jerome. Darby's coming on at 5-4. Jerome at 7-2. Darby has clinched a playoff berth in D1 Region 3. Jerome is currently the top seed in D1 Region 2. They've clinched the top 4. And right now it is Jerome. The Celtics on top, 13-10 at the break. Let's go to Owen Tanchi Berlin and Thomas Worthington. Cardinals tough sledding against the Bears right now. It is 21-0 on that one. Both sides have clinched the playoff slot again. Berlin is coming off a big win over Marysville, 24-10. Thomas fell to Darby last week, 31-7. 21-0 at the half of that one. Pick Central and Reynoldsburg. The battle of 256, a little closer than some people thought. 6-3 against 3-6. Both teams have clinched a playoff bid in D1 Region 3. Reynoldsburg has a 3-game winning streak after starting 0-6, but they're struggling here at halftime. South and Marion Franklin go to the City League. Them Dogs on top of the Red Devils, 14-8 in the second. And Marion Franklin 6-3. South, a bit of a surprise, kind of like East, 7-1. South won last year's meeting, by the way, 30-0. Tays Valley and Logan Elm. So Logan Elm at 7-2, and they're leading 21-10 in that contest. And week number 10, Tays Valley won last year's meeting, 34-21. Logan Elm on top of Tays Valley in that one. Watkins Memorial and Granville, we go to that contest, and a close one at the break. Aces on top, 13-10 over Watkins Memorial. Watkins has clinched a home playoff game, and Granville's clinched a bid as well. Granville's won 2 straight. Watkins has won 8 straight since falling to Kilbourne in week number 1. 13-10 at the half of that one. And finally, let's take a look at Kilbourne and Westerville South. I tell you what, we had the Wildcats earlier. They are cruising. Maybe they and Gahanna are at the top 2. How about that? Kilbourne controls their own destiny to get into the playoffs. Currently sit 12th seed right now. Westerville South has clinched a home playoff game. Both schools in D2 Region 7. South won last year's meeting 29-6. I want to thank Jake Stewart and Mark Matheny for all that help that they give me every week on those halftime scores and the updates. They are second to none. 17-0, the break score, if you will. Second half of week number 10 around the corner. Stick around for that. We'll check out highlights and stats on the CW Columbus.
No.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Remember, Steve changed his mind on that, so. Initially, you need to establish. It used to be you had to establish possession,
right?
To
before
have
you
a
could
turnover.
turn it over. Yeah. Muff.
And welcome back to the Door Depot halftime report. At the break, it is all up Arlington. And this one 17-0 here in week number 10 of the CW Columbus. Randy Reinhardt alongside Jeff Logan. Entertaining first half, but again, Upper Arlington taking advantage of the moments. And there were some big ones in the first half.
Yeah, there really was, Randy. And I think the muff punt ended up being really the difference in this ball game, being maybe a 7-0, 10-0 football game. And now Davidson's got their back against the wall.
If you like short touchdown runs and long field goals, you came to the right place. Let's check out some of the highlights from the first half. James Heck got it going from a yard out to get the lead to Upper Arlington 7-0 early.
Another look at the same touchdown run, and he established himself as the X factor in this football game, at least early here in the first half. And how about 49 yards for a field goal? High school football, 49 yards. Are you kidding me?
I would have moved it back 1 yard to make it 50. And then you liked Head from 1 yard out. He's going to get a chance again because there was a muff, and it was covered by Paxton. And then Upper Arlington gets the ball back, and again, it's the quarterback, James Head, from a yard out.
And Randy, just before then, there was a personal foul call. Did you see the touchdown again, which advanced the ball another 15 yards down the field? So you make the mistake on the muff punt, and then you really combine it then with the penalty. It really makes it bad. You look at the total yards here from an offensive standpoint, nothing that Hilliard Davidson can be extraordinarily proud of, but the total yards for Upper Arlington and for the Wildcats, you compare that almost 2-1.
The key, defense and turnovers. Just one, but huge in that first half. All right, as we get ready for the second half, first of all, what does Davidson have to do in the second half?
If you Hilliard Davidson, you put that helmet on, you put it on proud, you come out there on that first drive, you line up in that Brian White offense, and you try and run it right down their throat. You can't protect your quarterback. And if you're Upper Arlington,
okay.
What are you doing?
If you're Upper Arlington, you're going to stay the course right now. I think you found an X factor in Mr. Heck. You're missing McClellan, your starting running back, but he's shown you the ability to show composure in the pocket and also the good sense to go ahead and run the ball when there's a seam. So that's what we're going to watch for in the second half. All right, one
Ready?
more time.
There we go.
That hurts.
That was contact.
Is that like contact in a real game?
No.
Right.
For you it is.
Thank you. These are mine as well, too. I'm going to leave this place with more things than you'll ever believe by the end of this evening. But thank you for 40 great years. We still have another half of football. Can the squad from Davidson come back? We'll find out together. Right here, it's week number 10 on the CW Columbus. Just about ready for the start of the third quarter. Upper Arlington on top of Hilliard Davidson, 17-0, looking to go 8-2 on the season. Boy, two great marching bands entertaining here in this game tonight, and we tip our cap to the Upper Arlington Marching Band. Would not be football without that band, and the Upper Arlington Marching Band is one of the best in the area. We're happy to put the Music Go Round spotlight on them. Congratulations for another stellar performance and a season. And remember, too, so many marching bands still have contests going, too, so please support more than just the athletes in your area. Support the marching bands as well, too. They deserve it. They're out there every week as well, too, even though Jeff is mad sometimes because they wear the shorts and the T-shirts.
This is the right time. How great do they look in their full uniforms?
They look dapper. So do you, by the way, sir, and you've always been dapper. And I want to say something that the last 26 years would not have been possible without your support and everything that you've done next to me. Because of my 40 years, these last 26 have flown by, and it's because of what you've done, your effort that you put into the game, the passion that you still have as well, too, because it makes it special to come to a Friday night or a Thursday night game knowing you're by my side. So thank you for being there every single time, except when you have a better offer.
No, it's been fun. I told my wife you were retiring. She says, well, what are you going to do? And I said, well, I don't know, honey. What do you think I should do? She said, I think you should keep doing it so you're not here bugging me on a Friday night.
Yeah. I mean, she's going to wonder if she sees you on a Friday, what's going on during the fall.
Now, you got to tell me, there's a rumor going around that you've already accepted a new gig down in Florida to call play-by-play of pickleball.
No, not yet.
Are you sure?
That's weeks away.
And shuffleboard.
That is weeks away.
Are you going to do play-by-play of shuffleboard?
I'm going to have pudding from morning, noon, and night and play more bingo. Oh, boy, here's your Buckeye State Bank kickoff. All right, enjoy the benefits of banking local with Buckeye State Bank. Get started today by visiting joinbsb.com. Let's play some football here. Mr. Milliken says he's willing to do it. In fact, he had a stellar first half. He's got 5 points with a 49-yard field goal and 2 extra points, and the final half is underway, and the return is going to start from the 11-yard line. Up across the 20 to the 25, and a little spin move trying to get some extra yardage, but that'll be at about 14 yards on the return. And the person of number 10, and that is Mikey Clark. And now it'll be 1st and 10 for Davidson to start the second half.
Randy, 5 drives for Hilliard Davidson in the first half. They ended in punt, 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 muffed punt return, and end of the half. Not what you would call a high-end success in that first half, but what they did prove, they can run that football out of that tight I formation, and let's see if they stay in that. Looks like they're coming out with 3 wide receivers, so let's see if they want to run the ball out of this set.
It's a Home Appliance Solutions first down to start the second half from the 25-yard line. And they'll keep it on the ground, and they'll get it to the line of scrimmage and nothing more than that. A great job by that defense to shut down Tarantine as he got there. I think James Tarantine is the son of Jim Tarantine, who used to work with me at North American Broadcasting in the past. So a gain of 1, they'll say generously, out to the 26, 2nd and 9 from there. Yeah, I thought they were effective with that triple stack with Schwederman getting some carries as well, too.
They certainly were. You know, we talked about Upper Arlington a year ago and the success they had. Jeremy Scally took his football team in the second year of his coaching in 2021 to a 7-4 record. They lost in the postseason to Reynoldsburg in round 1, 34-3.
2nd and 9 from the 26-yard line now. With one man in motion. Again, they'll hand it off and burrow their way out to the 30-yard line. Nice game that time as they'll pick up about 4 off the right-hand side.
Notice the speed of that play, Randy, on that one. Where no hesitation in the backfield. You know what you're going to do. Get it deep to Tarantine. Let him run the football, and this is really a good job by the offensive line. And once again, George Gerber, that inside linebacker, the leading tackler on this football team, number 34, the tackler on the play.
Mikey Clark from the sidelines to the huddle with the play. On a 3rd down and 5 from right at the 30-yard line. De Blasio had time and throws it away. He gets drilled, and there's a flag on the play as well, too. Tossed out at the 27-yard line. Mike Mulgrew is looking.
I think they got holding before he released the football. Then most certainly it would have been grounding. Never left the tackle box. Let's see what happens.
A long time to go over the options right now. Standing back at the 23-yard line. And Mike, again, working his last regular season game. He doesn't look that old, for crying out loud. 33 years of officiating for this young man. He has a young daughter at home, and he owns a mortgage company as well, based in Westerville. Apparently he's checking the escrow out. Now he's tossing the flag at the 22. Mike, what do we have? Mike, I've got a curfew.
There's 2 penalties on the play. There was holding by number 68 offense. That penalty is declined. There is intentional grounding on the offense. Number 14, that penalty will be accepted. It'll be a 5-yard penalty from the 17-yard line. Loss of down, it'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, obviously the better penalty as far as Upper Arlington is concerned because of the loss of down situation.
Wouldn't it be 4th down, though?
Yeah, it does go to 4th down. So they've got that. Punt team is in.
Yeah, because that was the 3rd down play.
That was the 3rd down play. So loss of down, it will bring up 4th down.
So a punting situation now for Peyton Fry. He'll be challenged standing back inside his own 10-yard line. We have a flag that's missing.
Yeah, had one really good kick. He's had one kick that wasn't so good, and need to make sure they get the snap back to him well. This is a dangerous part of the field. Let's see if Upper Arlington loads it up and goes after him.
He's 3 yards deep in the end zone now. With a 6'6", 195-pound senior who's an excellent basketball player. He likes math, part of his church groups. After trying to recruit him for a couple of years to play football, he said yes in June. Floating snap, dangerous snap, gets it off. And fair catch called for and taken at the 48-yard line. And it's scarfed up there by Wallace Swinney. Will step aside. 10:18 left to go in the 3rd. 17-0 Golden Bears on top and with the football.
Well, Randy, congratulations on your retirement. 40 years in broadcasting. That's quite a milestone. All the best to you and Carol in the future. We'll see you soon, and I want to thank you so much for being such a friend and a mentor over the years. All the best, buddy.
Mike Todd, our longtime sideline reporter. I got to tell you a true story. Mike always says that we were in Lamaze together. I said we were in Lamaze with our wives. You and I were not in Lamaze together. I want to clarify that right now.
You weren't helping him with his breathing?
No, I wasn't.
Are you sure?
I could use that right now, though. 1st down and 10 on this Home Appliance Solutions 1st down. And Hayek showing that he can throw the ball. Rifles one in at the 42-yard line. It's caught there, nicely corralled. And a big play there as it's made on the reception by Rocco Prati, who makes the catch and will advance the ball down to the 41-yard line. And for Rocco now, that is catch number 16 for a young man who likes golf and ceramics. And his twin sister plays tennis and soccer. Last week against Kaufman, Jeff, 3 catches, 71 yards, and an 11-yard touchdown as well.
Yeah, 6 out of 10 passing tonight for Hayek.
And James has got it this time inside the 40 as he scoots to maybe the 38-yard line. A nice gain on 1st down. Right now, up by 17. You'd love to just beat down that Davidson defense if you could.
You know, they've been in a couple of football games that I mentioned earlier against Pickerington North and Liberty where they certainly had the game salted away and all of a sudden found out ways to lose. So I guarantee you Jason Buttermore is going to keep his foot on the gas pedal here with the Upper Arlington offense.
And a quick pop and another slant pattern. It's complete to Sweeney again. You can see why they like these guys. Like, you've got Proddy, you've got Sweeney, you got Stutz, you got Thrush. You've got so many weapons on that offense that you can get the ball to. Not only can these guys catch the ball, but they can come in the backfield and run it as well.
Yeah, you wonder if Upper Arlington's going to make a long run in the playoffs with so many good athletes out there that they've got the opportunity to get the ball to them in space and make things happen. Here's just a young kid, 148 pounds. Are you kidding me? I've got a dog that weighs that much.
Gain of 11
They're
on
playing
the play.
football.
1st and 10, again, according to Home Appliance Solutions, from the 29-yard line. And they'll keep it on the ground. It's Corn off the left side, and he'll pick up a couple. You got Corner in the backfield. We thought we would see a lot of Hubert, but that has not been the case. And you got Joey Harder, who's a fullback, and you can bring those guys, as we mentioned, like Stutz in the backfield. Stutz has got 14 carries for 50 yards.
Number 57 of the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. We will replay 2nd down.
So Mike says it's no good, so we're going to move it back instead after that penalty. Coach Scally looks on, talking to Mark Solis there to his right. Mark handles the defense. And
correction, we will replay 1st down.
That's okay, it happens. And Jeremy Skelly in year number 3, a couple of third-year head coaches, but that's really a misnomer when you think of their experience. For many years, you had Jeremy Skelly, who was an assistant coach here for about a dozen years at Davidson, during that time the offensive coordinator, and then Coach Buttermore for so many years was the mentor over at Tri-Valley from 04 to 17, then a couple of years where he won 20 games at Granville. On a 1st and 20, looking left, now seeing no options there. Will tuck and run. Nice cut to the outside and slides into second base just inside the 34.
Good decision by James Hayak there to get down with the football. And again, Randy, his poise in the pocket here. Instead of taking a loss of 10 or 15 yards, he was able to feel the pressure, come up, make people miss, and try and get as much as he could, and then protect his body.
You talked about it. They like the high percentage pass plays. Last week against Kaufman, how is this? 15 of 17 passing, 130 yards and 1 touchdown. 4 minutes into the second half, and they're driving. 2nd down and long, though. The ball resting at the 34-yard line. They still need 15 more. Showing blitz, they're sending 6. Right up the middle. Hayak trying to survive and guns and just throws it away to fight another day.
A good decision to unload the football at that point, Randy.
You look at Davidson, one returning starter at linebacker and some new faces in the secondary, but some good size up front. You got Turner Schmidt, Richard Lawrence, and Dominic Conley, and David Stump, and those guys are tough. And you see Mr. Wilson on your screen, Caden, the guy that's been the leading tackler, number 32 for the last 2 years. Incredible improvement since week 1. He can run. He's got great instincts, and one of those leaders on defense. And they need 32 to stay in the middle of the fray here. Their team down by 17. They need to make something happen here on defense and see if they can transfer that to the offense. On a 3rd and long, Sweeney in motion. He's open to the top. And they go underneath instead. And the pass incomplete, so 4th down. Do you contemplate, sir, a super long field goal here?
I don't think so. I think you go ahead and kick the punt down there. Try and get your defense back on the field. This was actually a double screen setup where they could have gone right or left. And Hilliard Davidson did a great job at diagnosing the play. They had it covered in both flats, not allowing James Hayak a chance to be able to complete that pass, and he throws it low and away on the outside corner where nobody can catch it. We're going to let the clock. Yeah, we're going to let the clock run down all the way, and probably go ahead and take delay a game.
The clock stopped about 7 seconds ago.
They get a timeout before?
I don't know. They signaled it there, but the clock had stopped long before that. It's 7:41 on the clock.
Dead ball, delay game on the offense. 5-yard penalty, remain 4th down.
Interesting. Yep. Because the call wasn't made and the clock had already stopped. So now Davidson's trying to figure out if they want to put a return team out there. They do. And now it's time to count bodies to make sure you have 11.
That was a lot of confusion, wasn't it?
Fire drill. Kirk with the boot. And the captain watches it roll inside the 15-yard line. And the Wildcats will get it back with 7:31 left to go. We'll step aside and hear from our friends at Toyota.
You want a tough truck?
Take a look at this Toyota Tacoma. The best-selling truck in its class 17 years in a row.
Want to know why? Let's go for a ride. We went to an off-road park to see what the rugged new Tacoma can really do.
And we were blown away.
With multi-terrain select, you can go from rocks to mud and sand just like that.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about.
During Toyota's fall truck season, save on a new Tacoma with new vehicles arriving daily. Plus 2-year no-cost maintenance.
Nobody knows trucks like Toyota. Let's go places.
Davidson on a first down. Blasio rolling and throwing it away. How many times has Johnny had to tuck and just go ahead and throw that thing away?
Yeah. Again, protecting him back there is really difficult, Randy, and this is going to be a maturity process for this entire offense with a sophomore quarterback out there doing as good a job as he possibly can, but not much time to be able to look down or go through any kind of progressions whatsoever.
On a second down and 10 with 7:25 left to go here in quarter number 3. De Blasio out of the gun. Wants to throw, guns it across the middle. Pass is caught, short gain as he finds Tarantine out around the 14-yard line.
In the first half, Johnny De Blasio only 1 out of 4 throwing for 7 yards. That's his second completion.
And then it was third down. Tarantine makes the catch, and for James, it's a short gain for his team, but still they're facing a third down and long as the hit is made on the play by Gerber, the linebacker. So Gerber comes through to make the hit. That man, will he put it up again or not? He's going to go with a 4 wide out look and 1 back in the backfield. That's Tarantine. They're sending a backer. Little toss, and Mikey Clark trying to turn the corner. And again, sometimes you like that short side of the field, but when you're trying to go wide like that, and there's not much wide to begin with, it's a difficult play to convert.
No, and it does count for a completed pass, though. He was able to shovel that pass forward. Helps the stats a little bit, but really not much of an opportunity. It's going to bring up 4th down in another punting situation. So not able to get any momentum growing at all.
Mikey Clark, the second time they try that play. And now with 6:38 left to go, it's a punting scenario for Peyton Fry. He really stepped in the last couple of games as a punter, as we mentioned. Andrew Lewis, the place kicker, can also punt. Gets it off.
Good kick.
And the return going to start by Sweeney from the 38. And reverses his field, gave ground a couple of yards too. And that's where they will take over. Close to the 50-yard line with 6:23 left to go in the third quarter. Just a reminder, folks, it is the biggest plays, the biggest schools, the best high school football. You get to see it first, thanks to First Scores on Fox 28, sponsored by Spectrum. Catch it tonight at 10:45, only on Fox 28. I got a note from Mike Todd here. I'll see if I can read this here, if it's PG rated. Now that I'm going to be a grandfather, I can guarantee you I will not be in any Lamaze classes with my daughter-in-law. Thank you very much. On a 1st and 10 from the 47, according to Home Appliance Solutions, Hayek in the keeper, and he's going to be stood up right at the line of scrimmage. Great job defensively by David Stump. Stump's there to make the hit on the play for no gain, a guy that last year was an outside linebacker, was also a JV running back in the past, but now playing as a DN. Got 14 solos, 10 first hits, 39 assists, 8 tackles for a loss, 6 sacks. He's even blocked a punt. Otherwise, he's done nothing all season. That is a complete football player when you've got stats like that. Thrush leads the posse to the bottom there with 2 wideouts to that side. On a 2nd and 10. Quick pop. Has his man, that's Sweeney. Boy, he is explosive across the middle there, isn't he? He's not shy. Normally, Jeff, when you got a guy that's that small, he'd rather be on the outside, but Sweeney doesn't mind the contact.
You use the term explosive. I'm going to use the term gutsy. I mean, you go over the middle like that, you know you're going to get dinged, and quarterback does a nice job of delivering the football, but this is not a big guy by any stretch of the imagination, but what an upside Wally Sweeney has for this football team. Just a sophomore. Like his motor.
To the 47 they go. They need another 4 from there on a 3rd down play with under 6 minutes left to go in quarter number 3, week number 10. Hayek looking downfield, throwing that up. Was that caught? It's pulled down at the 35-yard line. The catch is made on the play by Joey Harder. Harder, a guy that can play tight end or fullback, makes his second catch on the season.
Yeah, he is not your go-to guy necessarily, and there were two receivers actually in the same area, and it looked like James Hayak was trying to get the ball, I thought, out of bounds, to be honest with you, but look at two receivers in the same area. Nice catch. High-pointed the football.
Only need 1 foot down in high school football. It looked like he was moving in a little bit, was Hayak, then he went back, and then the arm strength to make that throw is second to none. Wants to hand it off to Corna, and Corna is going to get to the 35, and his home appliance solution first down, and that's it. So, Jeff, if there's one question mark for Upper Arlington offensively, I would have to say it's the running game right now for the postseason.
Well, the running game right now is your quarterback.
Right.
Without Connor McClellan in the game, I think the only success that they've had running the football has been your quarterback. So, other guys that have had opportunities back there would include Zach Corna. Austin Stutz, rumored to be maybe going back there to play some running back spot. But we've seen very little of Jack Hubert, in the football game.
So with 4:23 left to go and ticking, you can see the numbers on Hayak so far in this contest. That's as a throwing quarterback, not his running prowess. Second down, we got whistles before the start of the play, and we'll sort it out. Flag resting at the 38-yard line on the far side. Mr. Mulgrew is getting his money's worth in his last game, huh? What do you got,
Dead
Mike?
ball, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Been a pretty clean football game, though, so far, Randy. A couple of major penalties. Gentlemen. You're going to wish you didn't do this.
Hey, I remember your son doing this when it was even colder at a contest. It doesn't sound in the past,
First thing I think about is Critter doing that.
Oh, my.
You talk about a proud father. No.
You weren't him.
I wasn't him.
Did he become ill from that at all, or get any punishment?
Well, it's the only illness is above the shoulders.
Second and 15. Blitz coming. Toss downfield, pass looking for Thrush. Incomplete at the 30-yard line. You never did that as a student athlete, did you ever?
No.
Okay.
No.
Anything you want to share that you did do?
No, I'm very proud of everything I did.
We have pictures that would attest to something different.
We are not doing confessions on your retirement date.
We'll do whatever I want to do on my retirement date. If you have any pictures of Jeff Logan, please send them to me immediately. We'll make sure we get them on in the fourth quarter. So it's my last chance to get back at you.
Yep. There's the play call coming in from Caden Woods,
who's one of the wideouts with 11 catches, 135 yards. He's carried it once for 30 yards and a touchdown, so he's a dynamite guy as well, too. Hayak had some time, looks, going long downfield, has a man at the goal line, waiting for the football, the catch is made, and it's a touchdown. Boy, that is Sweeney was waiting for it, and it's another Ramos Roofing touchdown. For more information, you can call or text 614-761-ROOF, and I got to tell you, that's one of the loneliest feelings in the world, just waiting for that football to come down.
He looked like he was fielding a punt. This ball was thrown with a lot of air underneath it. Good job by the quarterback getting the ball, finding the receiver. And this is just a good adjustment to the football. He came free, got behind Lane Sowers, who was the cornerback there, and was able to make the play, and Wally Sweeney gets a score.
And that is his fourth touchdown catch of the season. Extra point is up by Milliken. And then it was 24-0 with 3:37 left to go here in quarter number 3. We'll take a look one more time. I bet he catches it again.
Yeah, again, watch how the quarterback steps up into the pocket here. He feels the pressure, and we've talked about poise in the pocket. This is exactly what he does. Arm strength, getting the ball down, and only his player going to be able to make this play on target, on time, even though there was a little bit too much air under that football for the likes of Wally Sweeney, who had to wait quite a long time for that ball to get to him.
He was a quarterback and a running back in middle school, and a young man who likes fishing, skiing, and poker. Are you allowed to play poker in high school?
If you got a handheld device, they're playing whatever they want to play. There's your scoring summary, brought to you by Kitchen Saver. 6 plays, 53 yards, 2 minutes and 46 seconds, and Randy, it harkens back to that first quarter, or that first half of play in the second quarter with that muff punt.
Yep.
This thing was a tight football game. It looked to me like Hilliard Davidson was going to build some momentum there, and they started using some strategy, wanted to get one more possession of the football, and it probably ends up costing him the entire game. And I'm not blaming the young man. He was trying to make the play. It's just the entire momentum of the football game changed on that one play.
Milliken to boot it again. His team up 24 now. late in the third. And the return going to start from the 11-yard line. And Mackey's got it up to the 24, and Clark and company will start there. With 3:32 left to go in the third quarter. Scarlet and Gray versus Maize and Blue. It's not just a game, it's the game. Coming this fall to Fox 28. Go inside the rivalry of Ohio State and Michigan. College football's greatest game. Its Rivals, a new docuseries narrated by J.K. Simmons. Coming up on Fox 28. Jeff, do you still have hate for Michigan or not?
There's a healthy hate. Does that make sense?
No.
No.
No, I understand.
High level of respect.
That's right. We'll call it that. Tarantine respects that defense of the Golden Bears, but they don't respect him. He gets a couple. They want to say the ball is free at the end of the play, the Golden Bears, but they're not going to get the call, so it'll be a gain of 2. It'll be second down and 8 from the 27-yard line. Is there one memory that sticks out when you think about Ohio State and Michigan in the game that you're playing that says that's what this game is all about?
Yeah, I can tell you the very first freshman year, I find out 5 minutes before the football game, Woody Hayes tells me I'm going to return punts in the Michigan game. I haven't returned punts the entire season. Neil Colsey wasn't feeling well. That first punt comes to me, right through the hands, right to the turf, on the ground. I covered it up, didn't screw it up, didn't muff it, covered the ball, and I exited as far away from Woody Hayes as I possibly could.
Quick pop in the flat. It is complete up to the 29-yard line. Only the second time they have tried that play tonight. The catch is made by Drake Conrad. For him, that is catch number 7. Did he ever catch up with you, though?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No. And I'll tell you what, though. Had Michigan recovered that thing, I would have finished my career at Ohio Wesleyan. It wouldn't have been at the Ohio State University.
I'm sure that Woody would have understood.
No. There would have been no forgiveness
and he
for
would
that.
have talked to you and put an arm around you, as we do in this world today, right?
Yeah, he was so good at that.
Yeah. You just don't understand, Joe. You just don't understand. Third down and 6 now for de Blasio. Had time, runs out of it, and he's going to be hogtied. And again, it is big number 30 making the hit on the play. That is the 4th time that Cole Compton has come through with the big smackdown.
Yeah, they've had no solution for Cole Compton all evening long. The right side of that offensive line had their hands full. Watch Compton right here, just pushes through. Had a running back, actually, Tarantine up there Brady Schwederman up there trying to make the play on him. That was Tarantine, up there trying to make the block and unable to get it done.
Peyton Fry again to boot the football, the 6'6 senior. That one floats back, gets it off. That's a high hanging punt. And will be caught at the 36-yard line. So the fair catch made, and it goes back to the Golden Bears with Sesame Street left to go in the third. 1, 2, 3 in quarter number 3 of week number 10. Jeff, is there any game that you can think of that we worked together that stands out in the last quarter of a century or so?
You know, your memory of these games is so much better than mine, Randy, but I want to say the big overtime game out at Reynoldsburg
with New Albany.
It was at New Albany.
Double overtime.
Yeah, that one I remember absolutely the case as one that was exciting.
And it taught us to run it back and not lollygag inside the 10-yard line, especially if you're a Raider fan. Quick pop, quick hands. The catch is made on the play by Rocco Prati. That was precision passing there, and great pause by Rocco to make the catch.
Well, you can tell that Coach Buttermore is going to put his foot on the pedal. Look at him going fast here.
Now already up to the line of scrimmage. They're going to keep it on the ground, take it right up the gut, hit it for a gain of maybe 2 on the play, and that's about it, as they look for something out the left-hand side. Not a whole lot there. And we've got a Wildcat who's not going to get up, who's down at midfield.
Yeah, you may wonder why they're going so fast at this point in time, leading in the football game 24-0. The injured player down there looks like it's Caden Wilson, number 32. Leading tackler on the defensive football team for Hilliard Davidson, that guy they don't want to lose. But Randy, the reason they're going fast, the reason they're throwing the football, leading 24-0, is this is all about building momentum. This is all about, getting some of that bad taste out of your mouth with the Liberty loss, just a week or two ago. This is something that they want to do as they get ready to go into the playoffs, to know that this is part of what Upper Arlington Golden Bear football is all about.
The team in Upper Arlington that won state championships in 67, 68, 69, and 2000. As you mentioned, state semifinalists last year as well, too. And Coach Buttermore couldn't believe when the job opening was there. He said, this is one of the golden jobs, if you will, no pun intended, And when he found out it was open and accepted it in March of 20, he said, this is a dream come true to have this kind of job. And it's been successful ever since. Jeremy Scully doing the same great job as well, too, for Hilliard Davidson. 1:02 left to go, and Wilson coming off the field. I want to remind you that a lot happens in a day, so turn to Central Ohio's most watched local news team, Bob Kendrick, Station Akin, and Marshall McPeak for the final word on the day's top stories and how they impact you. They also impact your family and community. Find out more. It's ABC 6 News. It's on your side, and it's tonight at 11 o'clock. I want to thank Stacia for dropping by last week and had a chance to watch her special, She Serves, on the military. It was on Tuesday night, so congratulations to Stacia on that great job that she did on that special about women in the military from this region. 2nd down and 10 from right at midfield. And Hayek's going to keep it. They'll pick up about 5. You give the opponents in the playoffs now another wrinkle to think about a little bit more with James running the ball so much here in week number 10.
Absolutely. Randy, when the playoffs, they'll seed everybody after this weekend when the games wrap up. There's some Saturday games. Little tussle going on up in Stark County tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
Massillon and McKinley. That'll be an interesting game.
Any prediction?
Massillon.
Okay.
Though McKinley has really played well here in the second half of the season, being the hotbed of high school football that it is, Stark County.
So you say.
Massillon Tigers.
I'm sorry, where are you from originally?
I know where Stark County is.
Okay, thank you for that. And that will end the third quarter. One more quarter left in week number 10 in season 2022. Can Davidson come back? Will there be icing for Upper Arlington? Will I fall asleep in the fourth quarter? For an old man, you never know. We'll find out all that and more when you come back for the fourth quarter here on the CW Columbus. There they are, the Hilliard Davidson Marching Band. This is a band filled with amazingly talented musicians, and their fans love them. And that's why we are happy to put the Music Around Marching Band spotlight on them for everyone to see. Good job tonight. And Jeff is still in love with the uniforms, too.
Two proud bands working tonight, and two proud football teams. I mentioned at the beginning, Randy, the importance of Central Ohio football achieving state championships at the Division I level. And Upper Arlington last did it back in 2000, I want to say, with the likes of Simon Frazier as a member of that football team. Remember covering those guys?
Who's now a surgeon.
He is a surgeon, vascular surgeon.
I never saw that coming. He was such a goofy kid.
Yep.
3rd down and 5 for the Golden Bears to start the final quarter. Hayek rolling, gunning, tough pass to throw, but he does. Can they get to the 40-yard line? They cannot. They'll be shy of the sticks by about 3 yards.
And then Brian White leads Hilliard Davidson to 2006 and 2009, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct, yes.
State championships.
And 19 playoff berths He made it to 10 regional finals since 2000 for the Wildcats.
You know, and I believe that period of time.
Face mask, number 12 of the defense. That 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run, which will result in a first down.
I believe that period of time from 2000 through 2010 was really a resurgence of Central Ohio high school football at the highest levels. Now, yes, in some of the smaller divisions, there was some success being had, most certainly for some of the programs out there like DeSales and some of those. But Division I football was always up in Cleveland, Cincinnati, Toledo, Stark County, and then Central Ohio became big between 2000 and 2010.
1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Thanks to Bowling Green State University. Nothing there off the right-hand side.
That didn't look right, did it?
Now, when you look at the series, too, you know, Jeff, it's kind of interesting. Davidson leads the series 17-5, but UA has won the last 3, perhaps 4. Davidson won the 12 meetings prior to that, too. So it was a fight for dominance in Central Ohio. And when you think about it, too, these two teams have just dominated, you know, things here in Central Ohio. But it's interesting, too, when you look at Dublin, Kaufman, and Hilliard Davidson. They had won or shared part of the first 17 OCC Central titles until UA broke that stranglehold last year on a 2nd down and 10. And a handoff and the running game outside of the quarterback. They have to work on corner on the carry there. I want to thank some of the statisticians I've worked with down through the years too. Dan Hawk, Steve Bassford, Mark Matheny, who's been with me since 1985. Jake Stewart now too. Kyle Coleman's helped out. Mike Bassford as well. Just some of the folks we've had, and corner runs a long way to pick up about a half a yard on the play. But thank you to all those folks down the road here for all their help in the last 40 years. It's been special. Big number 44 on your screen. Oliver Conley has had a solid game defensively for the Wildcats, a guy that calls a lot of signals. Returning starter, we mentioned Dominic, his twin brother, starting at defensive tackle. Still need about 10. Heck. Really faked himself out there. Gets it inside the 35 before he's undercut on the play. So it'll be 4th down. Let's see what they opt to do on this 4th down play. I want to thank Dean Marini and the Image Video crew for all their great work this season. And I'll tell you what, they are second to none with what they do, the pictures they provide and the replays and just the way they handle things. Nice little job there by Paul Konapke on that hit.
You know, the other thing that you got to appreciate with this crew, Randy, and speaking of Dean Marini and his crew, it's not like they just show up at 5 till 7 and plug it into the wall and we go. I mean, these guys are here. They're working early in the afternoon, getting it ready for the show, and then afterwards until the wee hours before they pack it up and head out of town.
And they drive several hours just to get here to set up as well, too. But when you're the best, you travel over where the work is, and they know that they're good, and we appreciate them. And that's why we have them travel the distance that they do to come down here and help us out. So
what a terrific special teams play that time. Upper Arlington fielding their own punt, going down there. That is what special teams is all about, coming up with the big play. And let's give him a little credit. Was that Nick Sawyer down there?
It was Nick Sawyer who made a big play in the first half as well, too. So now Davidson will get the ball back, but take a look at this one more time.
Yeah, and again, this is a ball that's out there for anybody to be able to fund. Now, look at Hilliard Davidson was faking it out like they didn't want to touch it. And there you can see Nick Sawyer is down there. He's able to make the play. And Hilliard Davidson, which has had trouble getting drives going all night long, now has to start from their own 2 or 3 yard line.
Well, it worked for Upper Arlington in the first half. They went 95 yards for a touchdown. We'll see what the Wildcats can do. They'll triple stack the eye in this first down play on a 1st and 97. Second man through gets the handoff. They'll get it up to around the 7 yard line on the play. So Schwederman on the carry that time. And it's a guy that is playing on both sides of the football tonight. We see him on defense. We see him now when they go with that triple stack. A 3-year starter on defense. Ended up starting by the end of his sophomore year. He's a senior now. He likes hunting and social studies. He comes from an athletic family and will play the middleman, as we mentioned, in that stack guy. He is the strong bandit on defense. 2nd down and 6 from the 7.
You know, both teams, as Randy, you've mentioned before, start in this football game without their number 1 running backs. And you wonder with Kevin Gibbon, who is a sophomore running back, out for Hilliard Davidson tonight, came into the ball game with 704 rushing yards. You know, what a difference that might have made if he had a healthy starter in there.
They have enough for another Bowling Green State University first down just past the 13-yard line. Again with a 3-back look for the Wildcats. And the last man through is Tarantine, and he is whipped down. rodeo there as he tried to turn the corner. There was absolutely nothing there, and a great job by that UA defense to run there. And we talk about flowing to the football. Great job that time by George Gerber, who's had an outstanding contest for the Wildcats and for the Golden Bears tonight. As we mentioned, George had that big game against Pick North, 12 tackles and a sack. And for a first-year starter as a junior, they needed that support in the middle. Missing Colin Ansel, who was a linebacker who would play in the D-line this year, and he was their stud, and he's been out with an illness the last couple of weeks. They hope to get him back sometime in the playoffs here on a 2nd down and 10. And de Blasio's going nowhere. Brought down back inside the 5-yard line. He is corralled there.
I'll tell you what, the play that was made, just running through the block by James Tarantine, trying to do a great job of protecting his quarterback. Watching the top of your screen, just a bull rush here. And Stephen Yee just goes right through Yee, right to the quarterback. I mean, my goodness.
That was correct. And methinks we face a 3rd down and very long right now from back and around the 5-yard line. Showing a pass formation with 2 to either side. They'll spread out the defense to run the ball. And this is Tarantine, who's got it out to the 20 and out to the 24-yard line. And he may have enough for a first down.
That's the way to make up for that missed assignment on the block there. And Tarantine comes back with a huge run for this football team to keep this drive alive. Boy, every drive they've had tonight has ended up in a punt or in a muffed punt. Not a good evening for Hilliard Davidson offensively.
On the first down play, the quick pop, the pass is dropped at the 25-yard line. Looking on the play for Justin Roberts, a guy that is a tight end but can split out wide as well too, 6'3" and 210. 17 catches, 241 yards, and that one falls incomplete. Jeff, I want to go back to last year too, where we had a couple of games, one an overtime game and one that was decided in essence on the last play of the game too. In fact, it was in Hilliard last year. So those are a couple of memories that I have. Recent years, you and I working together here. 2nd down and 10. Safe pass in the flats out to the 30, maybe the 31-yard line. It's caught on the play by Drake Conrad, his 2nd catch in this contest. He had a 27-yard touchdown catch against Liberty. He'll move the ball out to right around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Drake's had 2 touchdown catches so far in the 2022 season. Good job of waiting back there for the play to develop. Nobody came up and covered the man in the flat, so quickly Johnny de Blasio gets the ball out to Drake Conrad, and they keep the drive alive.
Marking officially at the 29-yard line. It'll be 3rd down from there. They need 5 more. Pressure from the top side, gets through that, but he's not going to get to the sticks in the first down. And again, it is Gerber helping to make the hit. G squared, stopping him right at the 31-yard line.
Felt the pressure that time, Randy, but still a little late getting out of the phone booth. When that pressure is coming, you got to get your body out of there quickly. And that's going to bring up a 4th down situation. It looks like they're going to go for it.
And they'll triple stack it. Let's see if Schwederman who gets it here. And a whistle and a timeout going to be taken.
Quick timeout because Upper Arlington had 12 men on the field.
So the Golden Bears take a timeout. We'll step aside as well too. 6:12 left to go in the 4th quarter. 24-0. Upper Arlington leads here on the CW Columbus. (24-0) Upper Arlington over Hilliard Davidson, week number 10 of our season of high school football action that we call Friday Night Rivals. Our thanks to Steve Mann for dropping by at halftime, and Tony D'Angelo as well too. And our thanks to Jeff for orchestrating some of the fun that went down tonight. And Jeff, thank you again for that, too. And I'm going to need to rent a truck just to take home everything tonight,
well,
between the helmets and the awards.
With your helmets there, I know what you're going to dress up for Halloween.
As a real football player. That's scary. They triple stack it on a 4th down and a long 2. They needed to get to the 34-yard line. I'm not sure where Schwederman's forward progress will stop. They're going to move the sticks.
Holy smokes.
Wow, without even measuring. They're going to mark it closer to the 35. So a little gift on the spot, I would say.
Gutsy call. Right up the middle. There you see. Yeah, good decision.
de Blasio wants to go long downfield. Looks for Mikey Clark. He's got him. At the 30-yard line. Clark reaching back over that left shoulder to make the grab. And where's that play been all night, huh?
Yeah, that's that play action. You're trying to get it there. And that's really the first time tonight that Johnny de Blasio has had enough time to be able to set himself in the pocket and deliver the ball. This gives you some idea of the future of this young man at that quarterback position. And it looks like Arlington is going to take a timeout.
Their second, a 35-yard gain on the pass play to Mikey Clark, who makes catch number 18 on the season. And we'll step aside and hear from our friends at Toyota.
You want a tough truck?
Take a look at this Toyota Tacoma. The best-selling truck in its class 17 years in a row.
Want to know why? Let's go for a ride. We went to an off-road park to see what the rugged new Tacoma can really do.
And we were blown away.
With multi-terrain select, you can go from rocks to mud and sand just like that.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about.
During Toyota's fall truck season, save on a new Tacoma with new vehicles arriving daily. Plus 2-year no-cost maintenance.
Nobody knows trucks like Toyota. Let's go places.
Little life for the offense of Hilliard Davidson late in this contest with the 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line, and Golden Bears burned a timeout. Their second. A couple of their coaches are already departed the press box. And this BGSU first down. Looking long is de Blasio again, and it's Clark who's going to make the catch, and boom, on 2 plays they take it the distance with their passing game. It's another Ramos Roofing touchdown. Call or text 614-761-ROOF, and new life for the Wildcats. It's 24-6. Can go for 2 here.
We were kind of joking about a 93-yard drive, Randy, but that's just what or a 97-yard drive. That's exactly what we ended up with there. And how about the poise again of this sophomore quarterback throwing the ball up, and what an adjustment being made on the football there. That is terrific. Mikey Clark, he's been one of their top receivers all year long. They try to get him the football. They feel like he is a big-time player.
The second touchdown, I think you go for 2 because that way you can make the difference if you're lucky. 3 touchdowns and 3 2-point conversions. So they shift out, they readjust, they go to the triple stack again. And wow, nothing for de Blasio. He had no blockers, and he had 3 defensive guys waiting for him. Leading the charge was Tommy Janowitz.
They knew exactly what was going to happen there. The quarterback acted like he'd given the football away, was hiding, hoping to free himself up to be able to throw the football, and that'll go for naught. But, man, what a drive for Hilliard Davidson. You talk about building on things for the future, Randy, that's something you can do.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the last time, I have to say this. It is time now for the Borderline award-winning Logan's Heroes.
Yeah, Borderline. This is Emmy award-winning material here. These are 5 terrific programs that I think have the ability to go deep into the playoffs. I think Newark Catholic in the small school division will certainly get there. Harvest Prep, they are undefeated, should win tonight against Buckeye Valley. Westerville South has had a terrific season, and maybe the best team in Central Ohio right now has got to be those Gahanna Lincoln Lions. They're pretty good. And Dublin Jerome lost a game last week, a little surprising there, but I think Jerome's got a pretty good football team as well.
So congratulations to those teams. I will have to tune in wherever I am next year just to see Logan's Heroes, to see if they continue.
I may cut you in on the inside information there and give it to you in advance, because
that would be a treat.
I don't know whether you'll be able to stay up late enough.
I won't be awake that late. I was just going to say that. Here's your Kitchen Saver scoring summary. Get your dream kitchen in under a week with a free quote at kitchensaver.com. 97 yards, 11 plays, 3:31 off the clock, and the last 65 were on 2 plays.
Arlington expecting onside kick. They're still going to stay in that.
They bunch it to the far side. Do you kick it back to the near side? Punch it along the ground. It's bouncing back. Did it go 10 yards, though?
Well, if Arlington touched it at the 10-yard mark,
yeah,
and that's what they're doing. They're measuring it right there at the 50-yard line. Let's see what happens here. The line judge put his foot right on the 50-yard line, indicating that the ball had been touched at that point.
And it's going to be Davidson's ball.
Absolutely. Looked like it got up there, hit a white jersey. Now, again, I mentioned to you the problems that Upper Arlington has had finishing football games in 2 games that they have lost in the fourth quarter of play. Watch this again. There's the contact. It looked like it did hit an Arlington player.
I think Wilson touched it.
Right.
I couldn't tell when it was about 7 yards away if Davidson had touched it even earlier than that, but Wilson was on the other side of the 50 when it hit him. But in that little scrum at around the 47, I couldn't tell if it hit anybody else earlier. So, nevertheless, it's going to the Wildcats. Coach Buttermar not pleased about that. De Blasio on the first down play. The pass on the slant, it's complete to the 45-yard line. It goes to Mikey Clark again. It's kind of like you just woke up and saw a different game here all of a sudden. But there's a flag at the 46-yard line.
Ineligible member of the offense illegally downfield before the pass. Number 68 would be a 5-yard penalty.
And that would be the center. So that's interesting that it happens in that regard. So it kills that pass play across the middle, puts the ball back at the 38-yard line. Be first down and 15 from there with 5:34 left to go. De Blasio wants to throw, looks downfield, and just throws it away. I want to thank the folks at what used to be called Coaxial Communications a long time ago, because that's where I got my start, and that's where you and I started working together, too, with that cable company off of Livingston Avenue. That's how we first did our games together. That morphed into Columbus Sports Network, and from there we eventually came over here and kept taking the road act going until we found a home, and it's been great here for the last 11 years doing the games. On a second down play. Still need 15. Triple stack to the bottom. De Blasio looking. Had a man downfield. Didn't see him early. Now will tuck and get what he can and exit stage right around the 40-yard line.
A good decision that time. Able to pick up a little bit of the loss there from the penalty. Got it back to maybe 2nd and 14. 3rd and 14, excuse me.
And Johnny looking. He's got some legs, too. You got to think he's going to grow, too. At 6'2", 170 and a sophomore. His brother is a freshman at 6'1" and 160.
Well, I guarantee his baby brother, the freshman, is going to push him a little bit, too.
Clark's going to lead the attack of 3 to the top of the set. Roberts also to that side of the field on a 3rd down and 13. From the pocket, it breaks down immediately. He's got no chance.
That's that bull rush again that we talked about, Randy, and they're having a lot of difficulty handling that pressure.
Yee helping to make the hit again.
Stephen Yee again just running through. That's one of the things you got to make an adjustment on. You can't just take a back here and Tarantine comes over and tries to do his job, but Yee is so good at spinning off of that and taking control. He's had a big night.
Do you punt? Do you go for it here?
Well, they've been going for it. You know, there's not much to lose at this point in time.
I think a timeout was taken by Hilliard Davidson with 4:55 left to go. So both teams march to their sidelines. Under 5 minutes left to go, and they're still doing it. I'm not going to call. Look at these guys. They're having a great time.
They are having some fun. Takes you back to a couple years ago when we didn't have a single student watching football in the pandemic era.
That was a unique experience we had.
Good.
We also did 5 games on a Thursday, and we did 5 on a Friday, too. We didn't know if we'd have anything, and you and I had the little gaiters on just in case when we worked our way to the press box. We were one of the few people that were allowed to actually come to the game and participate, and the crew, they did a fabulous job. Everybody followed protocols, and now we almost have the sense of normalcy. I will say one thing as I step aside, though, folks. Get your sense of humor back. I know everybody was corralled for 2 years, but there's so much anger and angst in the world right now, and every single person does not need to have a cause. Let's get together. Let's work on problems. Let's have fun, too. Was the catch made? Tarantine wanted to. There was contact. It looked like right before he got to the football.
Going to be pass interference on Upper Arlington.
Right at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like Will Berger came up and made contact before the ball got there, went right through the receiver.
So with 4:49 left to go, this fourth quarter has slowed down dramatically, and playoffs just around the corner. Jeff made some of his picks too.
Pass interference, number 7 of the defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, which will result in a first down.
And you looked at Newark Catholic, too. I think it's going to be interesting for them. They've only played 8 regular season games. They'll make the playoffs handily. And there's the contact.
Nearly came down with the football. Yeah. Again, a gutsy call on fourth down, but again, just a little bit too early there, knocking on the door. The free safety, Will Berger.
Another BGSU first down from the 45. A little bubble out to the side to Roberts, and Roberts keeps going and going and fighting for extra yardage. Again, that's that frame that he's got, too. It's 6'3", 210. Saw time as a tight end last year against Liberty. Had a 19-yard touchdown catch and playing football since he was 6 years old.
Quick hot pass out to the flat, trying to make something happen, and
picks up about 3.
It's got to be a nightmare right now for Coach Buttermore. I mean, after what he's been through with Pickerington North and with the Liberty games, you know, the likelihood of losing this football game down 18 points or ahead by 18 points is probably not realistic. But, man, this is a painful fourth quarter and a halfback pass.
Perhaps.
Oh, they were
Clark
looking for it.
Decides to keep it. Well, if you look, there were 3 defenders and 1 receiver downfield, so he didn't like the odds there. So Mikey decided to keep the ball and get a nice gain inside the 40 to the 38, rapidly up to the line of scrimmage now on a 3rd down and short. They need 3 more. Quick pop, that's Roberts, he's got it. We'll get to the 35-yard line, step out, and get the first down.
I think the Hilliard Davidson crowd is kind of liking this 2-minute offense. Brian White must have gone to bed.
Well, pass was a 4-letter word in the past, but not tonight.
Oh, my goodness.
Late in this contest. This is a team that averages 82.7 yards of passing offense a game of their 226 yards of total offense. 1st and 10 from inside the 35. Nice recovery on the snap, but can he get away? Oh, he does. Looks downfield. Going to rocket one down there into a bevy of potential receivers, and I think it's picked off on the play. It is intercepted by the Golden Bears.
Yeah, a bunch of bodies down there, and really a good effort by Johnny de Blasio. He deserves a lot more credit than the way this one's going to end with the interception there. Looked like it was Quinn Crotty who came up with the pick, number 16.
And he has a grandfather, I think you may know, who played at OSU and in the NFL.
Mr. Greg Lashutka.
And former mayor of Columbus. Take a look. 6 bodies. You take your pick there.
Yeah, good job, a high point in the football. Watch 16. He's the guy that's going to get it. He's watching, trying to look at it, fighting, little hand fighting going on down there, and like a big picket fence, and man, that was a tough.
And Roberts fell right on top of him, too. 4:09 left to go. Another timeout taken here in this contest as we wrap up week number 10. And I want to remind you about something that's pretty exciting. I'll get Jeff's take on this in a little bit. This Saturday, there's only one way to prepare for the game, and it's with the best pregame tradition, the Football Fever on ABC6. Join Clay Hall and a roster of Buckeye Brain Trust getting you ready for a showdown in the shoe against the Hawkeyes. It's the Kai Bowl, the Buckeyes, the Hawkeyes, and it's the Football Fever Saturday at 11 a.m. on ABC6. Jeff, your thoughts about that matchup? You alluded to the fact that the Hawkeyes have a defense, but they can't spell offense.
They're struggling on offense. There's 131 teams playing in the BCS, the highest level of football. They are ranked 131st in all of college football in offense, which would be pretty rank.
Thank you very much. Hayek get the handoff, and look at this big hole right up the middle, up to the 26-yard line on the play. The ball squirts loose at the end. But the Golden Bears are going to say they maintain possession as they get a nice gainer that time. The quick hit by Austin Stutz.
That's the first time we've seen Austin Stutz back there in that backfield. We thought he might carry the ball a little bit tonight, but certainly the featured back has been quarterback James Hayek. It looks like we got a bunch of fresh jerseys in there too, if I'm not mistaken. Is that Hayek still in? Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Guess he's still in the game.
24-6 with 3:45 and ticking here in the fourth quarter. Coming up after the game, we'll have the award ceremony as well too. Coach Buttermore and his crew, if they hang on, from the gun for Hayek. And he'll hand it off and get it up to 26-yard line. Tell you what, I'll combine the passing game of Hilliard Davidson with the running game when they can find somebody that can shoulder that, and I think they have a chance to make a statement in the playoffs. And for Upper Arlington, if Stutz is your guy now too, then give him the football. And Hank has shown his ability to run and throw the football too. You've got Thrush, who's a great target downfield. You've got Sweeney and Stutz, who are playmakers, who are smaller guys. And their defense, we know, is solid as well too.
Now, the fact that they only have 3 starters returning from a year ago and 2 of those guys are not playing tonight due to injury, pretty remarkable that they're going to have a 8-2 regular season. As it appears here, they're going to win this game.
And the handoff, there's a nice gap right there up to the 34-yard line. And you mentioned the fact, too, as Stutz is on the carry again, that their JV and their freshman teams were a combined 20-0 last year. Consistency has been the thing they've been concerned about. And when you look at Upper Arlington, they have won, despite all this, 18 of their last 20 regular season games. You'll take that any time, I think. 3rd down and 1 now. 2:22 left to go in this one. They'd love a first down here, and they could pretty much, in the words of Jeff Logan, do what? Put the dog in the truck.
Put the dog in the truck.
There you go. 3rd and 1. It is Corna. He's got the first down, and he's out to the 40-yard line, but it's free. And let's see who covers it. The Wildcats get it. The Golden Bears got it back.
You know, the one thing you cannot do is fumble the football in this kind of a circumstance. Now, again, it's not going to make a difference in this football game. But if you get in playoff football, Randy, and you're driving for that final score, and you get a 3rd down like this, you have to take care of the football. And that's one of the things that Coach Buttermore is going to be incensed about with his football team, is putting the ball on the ground.
1st and 10. They go to the victory formation now. Looking at the play clock, which reads 5, 4, 3, and it's snap. Hayek will take the knee and make it 2nd down. 90 seconds left in the regular season. Jeff, do you like the fact that 16 teams make the playoffs? I'm going to make my statement. I think it's too many.
I think at the Division I level, it probably is too many because the separation in talent from 1 to 16 is so diverse. I think probably 8 is the right number as far as I'm concerned.
On a 2nd down play with 1:07 left to go. Again, the play clock at 15. So
your thoughts?
Can melt it. I think it's too many.
Yeah.
I would go with 12 maybe. I think it's just too many. I think you dilute it. But then again, you want all these schools to have the opportunities. In so many other sports, everybody gets to participate in the postseason. So that's what they're trying to do with football, make it more wide open. And it's time now to check out our player of the game. And this guy just led this offense. He was the navigator in the first half and the second half. Scored a couple touchdowns from a yard out. So congratulations to James Hayek. He is the player of the game in this contest from Upper Arlington High School. But I'm keeping his helmet.
That's his passing numbers, 12 of 19 for 146 yards and a touchdown, but he had 2 rushing touchdowns in the game. And James Hayek had quite a football game
15
tonight.
15 carries, 65 yards, and 2 touchdowns in this contest, and that should do it. The play clock is at 40 seconds. They don't have to run another play, and Upper Arlington will get the victory. They will go to 8-2 on the season and 4-1 in the OCC Central, and they'll see what happens with Kaufman and Liberty in their contest tonight to see if they have a chance to win this outright or if they have to share the crown or what will happen. But either way, they know that they'll be in the postseason. Both of these teams will. In fact, Upper Arlington indeed will be hosting, and Davidson will be a road team in week number 11.
That's what it appears to be the case, and Randy, it'll be really interesting to see what happens playoff-wise in Central Ohio. We've had certainly great weather for week number 10. Thank you to everybody here at Hilliard Davidson for hosting us here tonight. And Randy, we're ready to meet the smartest people in the booth.
Not us.
Not us.
Our Scholar Athletes of the Week.
Ohio Education Association is proud to recognize Central Ohio's Scholar Athletes of the Week. Clara Reynolds is a captain on the field hockey team and track team at Upper Arlington High School. She's an academic All-Ohio and has a 4.1 GPA. Nathan Brubeck is a varsity letter winner in football and track at Hilliard Davidson High School. He's had summa cum laude honors for the past 3 years and carries a 4.6 GPA. Congratulations to these outstanding Ohio Education Association Scholar Athletes.
Back once again at Hilliard Davidson High School. The regular season is over. Upper Arlington gets by Hilliard Davidson 24-6 in this contest. And for Upper Arlington, We saw a strong performance tonight from James Hayek, leading the offense, but on top of that, you can't overlook the defense, too. With Cole Compton, with what he did in the defensive line, and George Gerber, Jacob Hanks did a great job at linebackers tonight, citing some of the guys made big plays. Charlie Paxson with some big plays, not only on defense but on special teams. On that muff punt, he was Johnny on the spot to make that play too. Overall, great balance, I think, for Upper Arlington. If you're Coach Buttermore, yes, there's plenty to coach up about, but I think you saw a strong performance from this team that can make a statement in the second season.
Absolutely. I don't think there's any question about it. And, they got a little bit of a taste of what it's like to go deep into the playoffs a year ago, made it all the way to the state semifinals before losing to St. Ed's. And, Randy, this is a team that doesn't have a lot of experience from a standpoint of returning guys from a year ago, but they have that winning feeling that, you just kind of get that into your DNA, and you want it to continue to be that way. And I think Upper Arlington's got a chance to go really deep into the playoffs and have some success. But one of the things they're going to have to do is they're going to have to become a little bit more versatile in terms of who's running the football.
Let's go down to the field right now. Standing by is head coach of the victorious Golden Bears, the one and only. Hold your applause for Justin Buttermore. Coach, congratulations on the victory. Let's get your thoughts after week number 10.
Well, thanks. I'm proud of the kids. I mean, we had some ups and downs during the year, but to come out and finish the job and share a league title, it's special. I told the kids, anytime you have an opportunity to win back-to-back league titles, whether it's shared or not, it's a special opportunity. So I'm proud of the kids.
Coach, congratulations on the win tonight. Obviously, your defense, I thought, was spectacular, but your quarterback, James Hayek, he was a go-to. You realized you could run the football with your quarterback finally, and he had great success.
Yeah, I thought the defense played pretty well all night there until the end when we tried to sub a little bit. But, James has just gotten better and better. He was injured a little bit early in the year, and like I said, we had to really hold back on running him too much, and so we used two quarterbacks at times. But James has really played better and better, and he's always been a really good athlete. So having the ability to both run and pass has really made it more difficult to defend.
We mentioned that Coach Scally has ties to Upper Arlington, and you have strong ties to Davidson. Does that mean something to get a victory here after your 5 years at this school?
It really does. I mean, I spent a lot of time on the home sideline here. Brian White is my mentor and a great friend of mine, and I have the utmost respect for the program he built here. So it's a little strange being on the opposite sideline when I come back, but as long as we win, I feel all right.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the victory here tonight. Thank you for making it special. Thank you for putting up with me during a very hectic pregame and during this week. God bless you. Congratulations and best of luck in the second season.
Thank you very much. We appreciate all you do.
And with that being said, we have a special presentation for you. For the first time ever, it's going to be like going into a library. You don't have a team behind you, but normally they go crazy. For me, in year number 40, can I get a big cheer from you as you take this trophy now?
A big cheer?
Yeah, let's hear a big cheer. Let's hear you go, yay. Wait, the team's coming.
He doesn't do
Bring
that.
the team
there
in.
It goes.
Yeah,
bring the team in. Bring them in here. Come on.
You want to bring them in
right now? Yeah, bring them in. Let's go.
Bring the
Come on, let's go.
All right.
Here we go.
You want to talk to one of them?
Yeah.
They'd probably be more comical than
there we go.
Oh, you want to put Hayek on the headset? If you can, go ahead. No, not going to happen. They're loving it. Thanks, guys. You made it special for the last one. Jeff, you made it special every week for 26 of my 40 years. Thank you so much for everything that you did, Doctor. I appreciate
well done,
it.
my friend.
Best of luck as you continue your career doing this. I'll be down in Florida getting old as we check out the stats one more time. Upper Arlington with the edge. It was closer than you thought simply because on the last drive, Davidson went 97 yards.
Absolutely, Randy, and that's something they can build upon hopefully for the future. 2 turnovers in the game, obviously too many for Hilliard Davidson. The muffed punt early in the football game, probably the difference maker that didn't allow Davidson to be able to keep it close. So, Randy, congratulations on a fabulous career, and I will see you in February when the National Football Foundation and College Hall of Fame recognizes you when we give you the Media Award along with Ryan Day, who that evening will be getting the Ohio Gold Award from the Columbus chapter of the National Football Foundation.
What does he do?
Ryan Day is the tennis coach.
Okay,
yeah.
There you go. I'll just say this. I'm not done yet. You might see me on TV sometime soon again, so keep an eye open for that. Doctor, it's been a pleasure.
Enjoyed it, my friend.
Thank you very much. Thank you for watching and for putting up with me for 40 years. With that being said, we come to a close for week number 10. Another edition of Central Ohio's Toyota's Friday Night Rivals has come to a conclusion. We would like to extend a thank you to all of our sponsors, Dean Marini as well, too, and the Image Video Broadcast team. Support a high school football team in your area in the playoffs and love the student athletes of today and tomorrow. The final score one more time in this contest, 24-6. The Golden Bears get the gold trophy at the end. I'll say it one final time. God bless you. This has been Central Ohio Toyota Dealers Friday Night Rivals, presented by Columbus State Community College, in one place on the CW Columbus.